Can I taste your nuts?
That would be Geraldo's mouth. That's a man's mouth. It's a man's mouth. Birds. The birds fill me with joy. They fill my holes with joy. Birds. I love these birds. Damn it, Geraldo. That's a man's mustache right there. And give the birds a break. How is everyone this evening? Oh, we're about 200 people. I'd even pay attention to how many fucking people are in the room. I just, it's like, I'm gonna start. And here I am. Obama, Oprah, and Bill Clinton are begging Manchin to end the filibuster so they can pass voter reform. I don't... Oprah. Like, what are? I guess it could put eyes on it. I don't. I'm just gonna drink seltzer and shut the fuck up. The antagonist. Is that enough horse for you, sir? Or ma'am? I'm not sure. Can't tell by a name. Is there enough cock here? Of course there's enough cock. How is everybody this evening? No, I'm a little late. Had a large dump. Made the hole burn a little bit. So I had to give myself a little breather, let the hole, air out. Why am I telling you all of this? Rich, please tell us about the time you saved a bunch of puppies from a burning building. Is that code for meaning I took hot dogs off of a grill before they burnt? I saved those puppies and I put them between buns and I chewed on them. Chew the buns. Chew the buns, birds. Just chew the buns. Oprah versus Trump, who wins? Oh, that she may actually. I don't know anything about her policy. I just know that like a lot of people like Oprah, and since no one really gives a fuck about policy in the United States, part of the reason why the United States is fucking crumbling from the foundation on up, because people just vote on frivolous shit. Just got my master's in forensic psychology. That's fantastic. Congratulations, first and foremost. Can I get some shit off time and some crazy farts? Shit off time. I could give you. I don't give a shit. 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 I'm out of my mind tonight. How are you? Yeah. I need a bidet to spray my hole. Happy birthday, Mr. Rich. Happy birthday. You mean it's your birthday? It ain't my birthday. It's not my birthday. So, yeah, there was a lot of... It's funny, it was talking about that Nintendo news today. I was like, yeah, this I'll talk about because this makes sense. The OLED pretty much confirmed for me like around maybe 2023, very late, we may see the next Switch. Maybe it'll be released by then, but I doubt it. 2024 is what I thought. And I'm not right about much. So I'm not even gloating. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. You meant shirt. What do you mean about my shirt? Happy birth. What are you talking about, the dead man? Just got my master's. Can I get some shirt off time and some crazy farts? You know the deal. I have to keep it to the one price, bro. Congratulations. But if I start doing like, first off, that makes me literally at that point truly become a stripper. Which, no. It's a meme. Yes, it makes money and that's cool. But then it's like I'm going to have people auctioning for my shirt to come off. I'll give you $10. How about $50? How about $70? How about $20? How about $20? No. I'll just be review shirtless all the fucking time, USA, which some of you may enjoy. I don't know why, but I would not. I don't mind the half hour. I thought it's fine. But at that point, it would just be every time I got a donate. Oh, Rich, it's 1 minute shirtless per dollar. I would just, all right. I would just be flopping the shirt all over the place. Finger and nose. I'm not picking my nose on. Dude, that's all I need. Remember that one time Wings sneezed and a giant booger came out? That would be my booger moment. Even though I look like I have herpes from dried lips, but that's okay. I know it's Avatar. I put a notification. I didn't know until after I saw comments. Then what makes it even worse and a bigger derp, and Captain Star Chaser, I see your super chat, is that the day before I talked about it and said the name right. Explain that one to me. And explain to me how neither me or my editor caught it. So I put no blame on him, but I'm saying neither of us caught it when the day before I said it right. Alex Jones made $55 million off of his supplements. His I mean, I know he made a lot of money, but that's insane. That's like, and he's selling you. What is the most amazing fucking thing? You can think whatever the fuck you want to about the vaccine, but please, can we just be logical here? Here is a guy who's telling you not to get the jab. He's now going against Trump because Trump is pro-vax. Okay? But he has no problem telling you non-federally regulated which some of his products have had lead in them. There was tests done. All of these supplements. Does that make sense? Like, be anti-vax. I'm not trying to change your fucking... I give up I should give up at least at this point. Anyway, shirtless. I have to get shirtless, and I will take your shirt off along with Carlos' song in the opera of Chicken Clucks. Carlos has multiple bangers, but we'll go with this one. Thank you very much, Healy. Gotta usually fall asleep, then watch it fully through the morning. Thank you. Fully in the morning. Thank you. And you know... Oh, man. Beautiful fucking birds. Again, imagine if you've never been to one of my streams and this is the first thing that you see. So, think about that with Alex Jones. Like, just let that sink in. You can despise me. You could despise me because I don't dance on the graves, as people were saying, but I do when these people who are like anti-vaxxers, podcasters, or entertainers, or public figures who definitely, it's almost guaranteed that their anti-vax rhetoric probably killed other people. Let's go with probably, fine. But when I'm like, oh, thoughts and prayers, when they die of the same thing that they were like pretty much denying and telling other people that they shouldn't get the vaccine, yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna talk a little shit. Do I wish death on them? Absolutely not. But you know, I'm also not going to pretend they were what they were. Oh yeah, all that anti-vax stuff they said that killed. Now, literally, the thing that they were denying killed them. And what's funny, like people were like, "Oh, you're dancing on this woman's grave," or no, it was a man actually. I'm sorry. Well, there was another woman who was another anti-vaxxer who was a podcaster, and she died as well from COVID as being an anti-vaxxer. And what was funny to me is I said this too. Is that all these people getting so fucking sensitive when I'm saying thoughts and prayers because they said, oh, it's Doug. I'm sorry. Doug, the anti-vaxxer who was a public figure who was telling other people not to get the vaccine, who is now dying of COVID because he didn't get the vaccine, and they're asking for heavy, heavy prayers. I prayed. Did it work? I'm waiting for. I think it's coming Wednesday. Todd Provolone. Anyway, so when my editor, this is the point I was making. So they all got all sensitive that I was dancing on graves. Blah 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 blah. Horrible person. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're fat. You shouldn't say anything because fat equals fat, and you're fat. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, you're really sensitive about this, and I shouldn't be dancing on graves, which I don't really consider that, but fine. It's not that I was happy that they're dead, but it does make a point, and I do like calling them out to make a point out of these people who were anti-vax, who ended up dying of the thing they were calling a conspiracy. But when my editor, he just got vaccinated on January 3rd, and he started having health issues in like mid-ish late December. Every motherfucker, every anti-vax motherfucker was gloating. See, you got look what happens when you get the vaccine. How's that vaccine working out for you? Oh, look what's happening with the vaccine. You stupid cucks who got the vaccine. But I'm like, that's okay though. Like, you know, someone's having a heart issue and you could rub in their face, even though he didn't get the vaccine yet at that point. He got the vaccine on January 3rd. They had no problem, even though they were wrong, too. That's the best part, because he wasn't vaccinated yet. They had no problem saying, got the vaccines. Ha-ha, told you. Ha-ha. Let me pat myself on the back, even though literally I was wrong, because he wasn't even vaccinated yet. But that's okay, though. But if an anti-vaxxer who died from the thing that he or she was calling out, and I get to say, hey, the anti-vaxxer died of the thing that a vaccination could have saved them from, that's not okay because they're on your team, right? I'm not saying it to everyone here. I'm saying it rhetoric to the people who actually need to hear that. It's okay. You're sensitive and you want these people to be respected when they're on your team, but the same people, probably the same people, when you thought my editor was vaccinated and he was when he was having heart issues, you had even though it had nothing to do with it because he wasn't even fucking vaccinated yet, and instead of saying when he's going through a stressful time, either saying nothing or at least offering, hey man, I wish you the best. Look what the vaccine did to you. But I'm supposed to walk on eggs on the other side? No, fuck you. Again, I don't wish death on these people, but if you think I'm going to be silent, I've noticed that's the double standard with this shit too. All the anti-vax people will, like, all over like Facebook and shit like that, they'll preach. You say even the slightest thing back, they're all ass hurt. It's almost like they're insecure in their beliefs and they don't want to hear information that may actually, make them think. That just pissed me off, man. It's like, now you're going to be all about respect. Now, it may be different people. These may be people that never left nasty comments, but there were so many people. Go look at the comments, especially in that video where I made the important announcement when, like I was saying, like, things are going to be light towards the later half of December because my editor is going through some medical stuff. Look at all the comments from when the video, oh, look, the vaccine. Look at these dumb fucks got the vaccine. Like, really? And you want me to be all sweetie sweet to you when one of your fucking anti-vax cronies drops dead of the thing that they were saying you don't need a vaccine for? Eat a dick. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, there's no double standards with me. You want to call me out and think I'm wrong about it, that's fine. But I'm going to call you out too. And if you don't like it, fucking cry. Anyway. I'm like, the last time I checked, I'm about 296, which was about 2 weeks ago. So, and I'm probably down from that because, especially since right after Christmas, I've been eating painfully healthy. Even healthier than I was even like a year ago. Like tonight I had a piece of pork roast with nothing carb-wise, which was a little depressing, but usually I don't really have carbs anyway, and I had salad. And that was it. I did have Fiber One brownies, though, so my ass is probably going to explode. That I will say. I was like, you know what? I feel like having some fucking... And I had a black cup of coffee, which I gulped down. But... yeah, man, I feel... You know what's nice about eating super healthy is I shit so much less. And I generally do. And like I said, I didn't lose my mind. Like, God, back, I remember when I was 420 pounds and before I lost the weight, dude, like the whole month of December, like, oh, it's a cheat month. Like, no, that's not a thing, Rich. That's not what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like... So, and even when I did eat, like, what I call regular food or, like, fattening shit, it wasn't like, I'm eating today, so let me have the entire pie of pizza. It's like, no, I still had 2 or 3 slices, usually 2. You know what I mean? You could learn, one of the things I've also had to learn, and that's the reason why I've never gotten as big as I was, again, and I never will, was you got to learn to live with food. It's a weird addiction because, like, you have to obviously withdraw from it and allow your brain to work without it. Like, but you don't need crack for the rest of your life for sustenance. You don't need cocaine for the rest of your life for sustenance. And I'm not saying the addiction to those things are not ginormous challenges. But you could stop having alcohol. You could stop having those kind of drugs. Food, you always have to have a lick. Imagine if you were a former drug addict and the doctor was like, you can't completely stop using crack, so you have to have a little bit of crack a day. And again, please, I swear on the birds, I'm not trying to downplay other drug addictions. They're fucking, I know people who went through hell with them. Okay? But that's just the weird angle, is the best way to word it with food, is that you always have to have this ongoing relationship with it. So it's always like this, if you're a food addict, which, look, I'm still fat, but I'm, at least I'm like the normal fat guy you see walking around. You always have to have this, like, okay, should I have this much or should I do this? Or, and it's a weird thing to be addicted to. It's 55 million a year. How people don't see through that shit. And again, it's not about making money, but here's a guy, but that just proves he's a fucking fraud. Here's a guy who's telling you, here's a fucking guy who's telling you, don't trust this medicine. Take my medicine that has to go through no checks, which they have literally found lead in his products. I don't know. I just, great, Rich is shirtless now. Just sell me some bone. I do the bird. I'll sell you the bird broth. Oh, whoa. What are you catching on? Trying to break my iPad, bird? You break my iPad, you're a bird. You're a dead bird if you break my iPad. Hey, Rich, I hope you have a good stream. I saw the news last night and saw you lurking at a kindergarten. This is a joke. Please don't. No, I'm not going to. Yeah, but, well, hey, you're making a good point, though. Is that misinformation is very easy to put out there. So but the thing is that especially when I ate like on Christmas, is like, yeah, this relationship with food sucks at that degree that I had it, and I don't miss it. Obviously, I'm not slender, so I could fix my diet even more. But that extreme that I was at, like where I would eat like the breadsticks dipped in butter at midnight, I always bring that up. I could never do that again. Like, it just sucked. It wasn't, it just, my quality of life was shit. If thoughts and prayers are enough, would we need vaccines in general, or being this pandemic still seriously not working, And what I don't understand is, like, if you're very religious, don't you think that God put people on this planet that are gifted in science and medicine to create medicine to make our lives better? I don't know. I just got my booster today and I feel terrible, but I know it'll be worth it. Yeah. And what it seems like is going to happen is it's going to become like COVID's going to become more mild. Our bodies are going to get used to it, and then we'll probably still have to get like you have to get with the flu. You got to get a shot once a year. That's why I found it funny when they're already making us get a booster. I'm like, yeah, almost a year after the first shot, and that's what you have to do with the flu. You don't just get one flu shot and be like, oh, I'm good. No, it mutates, and there's different strains of the flu, and whatever it mutated to and what's prevalent is what you get. That's why you have to get a yearly flu shot. I want to see QVC try to sell Carl. Dude, well, to their credit, as shady as they may be, You know, their job is to sell you stuff. Look, as a person who used to work in commission sales, I understand. But you can't, in some cases, flat out misinform people and give them information. Like when she said the Xbox Series S, the black fan grill, she still thought it was like a Bluetooth speaker. Someone may literally buy the Series S and be like, oh, that would be a great, oh, it's a game system and a Bluetooth speaker? That's perfect for my small apartment. Like, you can't sell people, I don't know. But it's entertaining nonetheless. Bless them. It's entertaining. Well, dude, Deadman, it's fine. You're sewed. That's why you said that. Whatever. It's still, hey, you got yours. You got a degree. There's a lot of people still to this day who don't have it. Want to see? So, love you, God of Seltzer. Praise his carbonated ways. Hell yeah, dude. I need to do these streams, and that's why. And you know what I noticed too? Because there's less crap in my stomach, literally and metaphorically. That's why at night I pee a lot, because not only am I drinking an insane amount of stuff, and it's between coffee and seltzer, is that my stomach is not full of shit. That sounds awkward, but it's true. I'm assuming you've seen the leaked achievements, for 007 for Xbox. Do you actually think it's going to happen? A reminder, Hitman Dev is working on a 007 game. Yeah, I could see it happening. I'm not... I look back at GoldenEye 007 for the N64, and it's a good game, okay? But it's aged like milk in the sun, you know? It was good for its time, but better first-person shooters have come out. And yes, for its time, again, it was amazing, but you really feel the limitations when you go back to it. So unless they're going to really revamp the gameplay and not just give it like 4K textures and maybe some ray tracing, it's going to get kind of meh really fast, you know? So they have to kind of step up the gameplay a little bit. Yeah, and it's so weird. Like back in the day, I remember Doom 64, and I was all disappointed because I'm like, what the hell is this? It's like, I thought the N64 was a super powerful 3D system, and it's using sprites still, so I was like over it before even giving the game a chance, essentially. And I remember going back to and then playing GoldenEye and be like, oh my god, this is amazing, because it was 3D, and it was, you know, there was nothing like it, at least on consoles at the time. You know, but now you go back where we've come so far with gaming, especially first-person shooters, and it's like, yeah, this is really limiting. Like, this is really, really feels old, you know? I replaced soda with AHA. Yeah, dude, that's what I love about it, is that it's water with bubbles. You know, and a lot of people say to me, isn't that soda? I'm like, no, it's not diet. There's nothing, there's no fake sugar in here. There's nothing. It's, they essence it. I don't know what that, I don't know if they like rub a grapefruit on a bird's ass and then that's how they essence it, but there's nothing in here. It's just water with bubbles. You burp and you piss, and that's it. You don't get any calories. Almonds and energy drinks. You'd be like, you eat those at the same time? It's a weird combination. Not necessarily gross, but just strange. Dude, like almonds, mud butt. Why do almonds do have a little bit of fiber, don't they? Or maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm not a fucking almond expert. Carlos. Fuck birds. Yeah, but seltzer is the shit, man. And it like, because water just kind of gets like gross and boring after a while, but I don't want to drink soda. I don't drink soda. Maybe I'll have Diet Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pecker. Dr. Pecker. Dr. Pecker. Peck, 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 fuck birds. I love birds. I love birds. You boys can get fucking loud, huh? I think actually the steps from the steps from the character in the Dark Souls game adds to the mystique of that fart. What bird will you be after your 4th booster? I'm hoping it's not going to be like another year until you have to get another booster. I already see them talking about an Omicron booster. I'm like, wait. But look, if it's like every 9 to 12 months that you got to get one, like I said, that's kind of what you have to do with the flu. You get an annual flu shot, so who gives a shit? Despite remaining relatively similar to how it was when it launched, I was just playing Warframe and I still love the hell. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. You know what's funny? You say that I was playing that the other day on the PS5 just to see how it ran on there. And it's actually pretty good. It's a good third-person action shooter. Shoot 'em. You shoot people. You shoot birds. You shoot birds. A seltzer is not bad for your fucking kidneys. If they're going to take away carbonated water from me, they can eat my ass. Crap Gamer is a toilet bed. Today would have been my brother's 17th birthday. He was been gone for 10 years, and I'm very sorry about that, but life, you know. Brother got cancer last month, and it's been rough emotionally. I'm very sorry to hear all that. Man. Brother's been gone for it. He was only 7 years old when he passed away, huh? Captain Star Chaser, I'm sorry for... Oh, you should check out a channel called Second Thought. I just found it. It's a really good channel. He talks about things like if it was NASA had the military budget and other things like that. I might check it out. And I skipped Neo's. How the hell am I skipping all these super chats? I know what happens because it snaps to the bottom. Hey, Rich, I understand your point of view and I respect it. I'm not anti-vax. I'm just anti-mandate. I am anti-mandate too. I've talked about the anti-mandate side of things. Quite frankly, Neo, the reason why I am is because it would cause like it would cause like a vaccine prohibition. There would be like a whole big market, a black market for fake vaccine. It would just be a shit show. So why would I'm not even going to waste my time mandating it if I was in a position to mandate it. Hey, Rich, I'm figuring out Twitch. You have any good tips? As a person who's failed at it twice, no. You know what? Look, man, in my defense, kind of, I didn't give it enough of a chance. I was on there for like a month. That's not even like I think I just kind of expected my audience to just flock over there, which was stupid because people I should know, even at that point when I did it, I should have known better. That people never do. They hate moving to different platforms, you know. But no, I literally have zero advice for you. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you more, but I suck at Twitch. I mean, look, if something happened on YouTube and I had to go over to Twitch, I'm sure I would be fine there. And I'm sure enough of my audience would come over. But in terms of growing there, you got to ask Hassan's fucking well-trimmed beard piker, man. Nia, I get you. I mean, the argument could be is that there are mandated vaccines that vary from state to state, and you're mandated to get other vaccines. But I wouldn't mandate it simply because it would just be a fucking headache. It would just be a headache. You know, I know people would argue who are pro-mandate with it, But Rich, it's a headache to fine people for having to wear their seatbelts from state to state. Yeah, but that is a valid argument. I maybe because I'm stoned, I don't really have anything to rebuttal that right now. No, I can. That's a lie. I can. You could see someone driving in a car. You could see the seatbelt on him if you're a cop and you pull him over. You can't see straight up if someone's vaccinated. And I'm not going to sit there and make people carry around their vaccine cards because that would just turn into insanity. So no, I am pro-vaccine, very pro-vaccine, as I think virtually everyone here knows. But I am not pro-mandate. No. That's all I can say, and I have flapjack nipples. Nipples.
Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah.
It's easy. This is pretty good. Okay, we got to give it to J-Rem. You're going to get it. It's easy, really. If they look like Joe Rogan, they're not vaccinated. Or... Oh, man. Wings troll donation. Hey, Wings, your life is a real life Truman Show, except you're fat and you cry video. Someone said that. See, people are dicks, man. Like, I mean, I get that shit thrown at me, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't. I say people super chat that shit to me, you know? Now, when they ask, they try to get personal or lie about things that I haven't done or put my personal information out there, yeah, I'm going to block you and tell you to eat a bag of flaccid, chewy dicks. Chewy dicks. Chew on chewy dicks. Chewy dicks. Chicka 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 chewy dicks. Birds and chewy dicks. Two birds and chewy dicks. Chew on those flaccid dicks. But don't, because that's weird. But yeah, like, I don't know. Some people just enjoy watching other people suffer. And has Wings done things that he deserves heavy fucking criticism for? Absolutely. I'm not taking that away from him. But Jesus Christ, man, the effort that people put into people like Wings, they could stop world hunger with the efforts that they put in. Like, fucking seriously. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad guy or I'm not saying he's a great guy, Jordy Jordan. What I'm just saying is he's by far the not worst person. He's not the worst person on the planet. I don't condone what EDP is going through either, but it's monstrous what he was attempting to do. So I can see how people feel. I don't agree with it, but how people feel the trolling is justified. I know Wings has said stupid shit about the age of consent and stuff like that too, and that's a terrible take, and I've heard it before. But he didn't try to meet a 13-year-old to fuck her and have a cupcake. Dude, I don't even know where to begin. Your name brings up, what is the most bizarre, out of context word you've seen on social media? Yeah, not that we know of, but dude, you could say that about anybody at this point. Like, ReviewTechUSA doesn't go to junior high schoolyards, so he says. You know, so, and people have literally said, hey, Rich, you kind of look like you would be a pedophile. I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, I don't know what the, like, that's a really fucked up thing. Like, what does, I guess it's like, I have that creepy old man look. I don't know. Like, that's not something like who says that to somebody? It wasn't even like insulting. It's just like, really? The thing with EDP is if people keep getting him fired from a job and make it so he can't even make a basic living, he's going to get desperate. That's why I am anti-vigilantism, you know, and especially a lot of the way these like pedo catching clowns. Again, I'm not condoning their monsters, and I'm not condoning what they do. But if he was in prison, we wouldn't have to worry about that. We would, I mean, he would have to deal with other shit in prison, but that's for the system to deal with. Now you have a guy who's psychologically imprisoned, meaning that he can't sustain himself. What happens if he, God forbid, loses his mind and goes on like a shooting rampage and people die because he couldn't even work at like a coffee shop? Is that worth it? Like, yeah, we get what he tried to do is absolutely heinous and it's the lowest of the low. And I agree. But you're not the law. The vigilantism causes damage. And that could be the side effect of it. You know? So the thing with yeah, I agree with you, DBZ. Neo, the irony is all the Dem-run states like want to lock us down in our house, but their leaders are the first ones to run to Florida. Well, that's just hypocrisy. Some of the lockdown measures I agree with. Like the California governor, he almost got recalled. He was having a meeting with some big fucking executives, and they were maskless, and there was like some big peak in the pandemic. They're hypocritical pieces of shit, man. That's most politicians, especially in the States. I should have put some shirt back on music. I mean, it's even kind of weird. I'm in New York State. It's weird by me. Like, I mean, there's some stores, but like the mall by me closes down at fucking 7 o'clock. Used to close at 9:30. So if I needed to run out and pick something up, there were a lot of times I used to have to run out at 8 or 9 o'clock. Now they're closed at 7. It's weird. You know, it's kind of like becomes a ghost town. It's like, I don't know. King of Burgers, I missed your Have you seen the story of the cops who ignored a robbery to go? Yes, I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow. That's a story I have to talk about tomorrow. That is unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. I like what's even more unbelievable is people are still playing Pokemon Go. Like, I have not heard of. I mean, I have negative interest in Pokemon in general, but I haven't heard any. But so it's not like I'm in the Pokemon circles. In case that surprises, that doesn't surprise anybody. But I haven't heard anyone, even people I know who are even passively interested in it, talking about it. So I kind of thought it was dead. I missed Beal's super chat. Where did you super chat, dude? Let me see. Beal, as Rich is talking about his food addiction, I ate half a pizza, also possibly another Alex Jones stream again. Yes, that would be quite entertaining. That would be entertaining. Oh, dude, like, see, no, yeah, I would say when I was, like, in 420-pound land. I would eat about 4 slices. I was never a full pie guy. Doesn't mean I wouldn't go back and eat something later, though. That's where the you've never experienced real fun until you're blasting down the freeway at 70 miles per hour in your grandpa's Yugo. First off, the fact that you got a Yugo to go 70 miles per hour is incredible. That was in a different time, too. Wasn't it during when Captain President Reagan was in office? Wasn't it like the federal highway speed limit was 55 miles an hour? And then you had the new emissions that were in place. So cars weren't allowed to go that fast, and they couldn't make them that fast. So you had these fucking horrid automobile monsters coming out of all the car manufacturers. Oh, no, my son died. Oh, Jesus, man, I'm very sorry. My brother got cancer over Christmas. Jesus, man, I'm very, very sorry. I read that wrong. And not to completely change course, but Google Fish has super chatted, so that is how it goes. Rich, so I randomly approached my wife and slapped her titties, and then she slapped my peen. I then pulled my pants down and placed a log on the floor. That's actually perfectly normal, and that's fine. I mean, that's who doesn't just take a massive shit on their floor after their wife slaps them on the dick? Isn't that like, I thought that was protocol. I have a feeling that our governor here in California is going to run for president in 2024. Also missed my super chat as well. Damn, how am I missing all these fucking super? Because like I said, I know what happens. It's like if a certain amount of super chats come in, when you look at viewer activity, it snaps to the bottom. And then like I try to remember where I left off at, and I can't because not because I'm well, yes, maybe because I'm stoned. But I can't remember where the fuck it is because it snaps to the bottom. Like, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, man. And again, Crap Gamer, your name is hilarious, but Crap Gamer's toilet paper, I'm sorry to hear. I can't imagine what it's like to go through what you went through, you know? So, Kyle, if you want to shoot what you said in the super chat and the regular chat, I'll pay attention to see. I try to go back and forth. Check email. Scratch ass. When I was a teen, my buddy bought a Yugo for $150. We tore the doors off and used it as a dune buggy. Literally drove it through the woods, shooting guns out the side. Good times. That is like the most... that sounds really amazing, but like the most hillbilly thing I've heard of ever from a super chat. If you had overalls on and were spitting out chewing tobacco, I don't know. That is incredible. I'll check the email in a few minutes. The birds are not going to let me check now, these fucking birds. Why did I hit the space bar like I had I'm so used to having videos up that I'm just thinking every time I stop talking, I should hit the space bar. I haven't done one of these talking streams like this in quite a while. It's actually kind of refreshing. Yeah, I know. Dude, Bob Saget, look, I don't know with anything with people like, oh, Rich, the allegations. I'm like, I didn't even know you had any allegations. I had no idea. I don't know. I haven't looked. I'm talking about from a content perspective. It was sad because there was so much of my childhood from Full House and America's Funniest Home Videos. You know? Kyle, did you write anything? I like I said, I wasn't sure. I'm not like just glazing over your super chat. I always find it amazing when I think this is before the Yugo was even out in the States. and they were previewing it on Motor Week, and they just had two dudes lift up the back of the car and start rolling it. Think about how fucking unsafe that, like, how that is beyond unsafe. Birds and cock. 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 Cock! Like, could you imagine seeing a car, just seeing two people casually lift it and roll it down your driveway and be like, oh yeah, we're going on a trip cross country in this thing. Like, get your will ready. You know, I mean, at least even now with all the regulations that are in place, even budget cars, the budget of the most budget has enough basic safety features that you'll be, God forbid something happens, so long as your seatbelt is on, good chance you'll be okay. Car crashes, it depends how horrible it is. But back then there was much less regulation. So like crumple zones and shit like that, airbags, a Yugo, you're lucky if that thing even had a fucking engine. So, I'm kidding about the engine, by the way. Air conditioner was like, but it was just a piece of garbage. You would see him around occasionally back in the early 90s. You would see him around. You don't see any. You don't see any. They were so shitty. I remember a Cadillac dealer nearby where we used to live in Westchester, New York. Was if you bought a Cadillac, they'd give you I'm sure it worked into the price somehow because they're car dealerships, they're looking to profit, but they'd give you a free Yugo. Like, who gives a free car away as a fucking souvenir? Think about that. You should react to On Scene's TV video of a multi-car accident on ALA. I swear there's no gore, but it shows how bad drivers are. What I need to do from submissions again. Now, I'm waiting. I'm like, let me see right now. So listen, I'm literally live streaming right at this moment. Are you going to come watch Samurai Cop with me? I think you should. I will pay you to do it. Yes, I'm saying this in front of my audience right now. I'll give you a bird. Any bird that you want. Just let me know. Birds. But I'm going to do like a compilation because I kind of have to now. It's not even about the content of the video. It's where it's coming from. Because I don't. This is kind of why I'm doing a just chatting stream tonight, because it's really fucking annoying to have to take down your entire stream because it gets blocked. Like, that's like one of the other reasons I wanted to move to this channel, like I said maybe yesterday or the day before, whatever, is that I like that I don't have to take down my streams. I don't have to unlist them. I don't have to remove them. But with shit like that, sometimes you have to, because then sometimes those claims, even though they're not strikes on your channel, like YouTube always leaves you the automated message, don't worry, it's not a strike, which, yay. Who knows, that company can manually review it later and be like, no, I want to give this person a strike. You never know. Yeah, Solid Crusader. Yes, you can get where is it? Oh man, I haven't used that one at all. Did I get rid of Spread Your Cheeks and just go to town? No.
Spread your cheeks and just go to town.
So, the Super Show says, "You stupid." I wouldn't question that. Rich, my super chat. What was your super chat, Beal? Like, I'm not looking to skip anybody here. At least purposely, anyway. Yeah. No, I answered that before. I saw that, dude. I answered that. Bet you haven't the whole pizza. I said I was a 4-slice guy, even at my largest. When's the new Birds and Cock album coming out? That actually... Imagine I just did, like, something with this song and just made it ridiculous. Birds. 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 2 cocks. And holes. And birds. Lay turds. Beautiful birds. I'm telling you, we in wings, man. Joy, you're dancing to the song with me over Zoom. I don't know why. It's really weird. I get it. He probably thinks I'm very strange. I would agree with him. Look at my birds. Beautiful birds. Watch this review. Watch your review. Oh, fuck. The Onision video. The Onision video. That's right. I'm going to click this link, and I'm going to take the bait. Nah, God. It won't go anywhere. Didn't do anything. And I fucked up my... hopefully he doesn't take away the super chats. God damn it. Should have known better. And of course, King of Weebs. Yours is the only super chat that comes back. Let me see. God damn it. And all the other ones are gone too. I already react to that Punish Bernie thing. It's not my thing. Onision. Let's do Onision. Let's do Onision. Let's do that. Kind of pissed off. Hopefully he's not another fucking asshole that'll, like, take down my stream, even though I'm just reacting to someone else's video. You know what I mean? Tommy Tellerico tucked me into bed.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
Wings of Redemption dances his way to a Pepsi. I watched Sunny V2 vid on Dan Blizzerin. I don't even know who that is. He may be the only person I know who to trim his beard to look like he has a jawline. Now, I still kind of do that because no matter how skinny I get, I'm gonna have I have no chin like Leafy. I always will look like a giant thumb. Without facial hair, anyway. My chin is weak, and therefore I need a beard. I know, one cord. That's okay. I could deal with one cord. Solid Crusader. One long fart and a regular fart. All right, coming right up. And yes, this month, I could be bold and say that. Bold. This month, there will be the fart. I'm going to have to get Intro Guy's permission to use his ass air. I think he'll give it to me. He'll probably say, just don't let them know whose fart is whose. Just, we can always know who's the most powerful fart, man. You know what? I'm going to check the pulse of the chat and see what should we do. Because I'm noticing a trend here. But it's up to you guys. We'll run it. What should we do? Videos. Just chat. So let's see. Let's ask the community. Oh, the PSVR. Of course it'll be scalped. Come on. Even if by the time it comes out that the shortage is diminished somewhat, it's going to be scalped. It's absolutely going to be scalped. Without question. Holy crap. I thought they said like 500 hours, but they said like the main story is going to be 20 minutes. Not 20 minutes. Fuck off, Rich. 20 hours. See, that's the kind of shit that sometimes happens during videos. That's the kind of shit that that happens when I record video. Like, you don't even, like, I've even edited my own videos, and I know it's a mistake, but I didn't hear it until someone said it in the comment section because it just didn't click in your brain. So if I didn't realize, they just said, oh yeah, Dying Light 2 is going to be 20 minutes. Imagine I put up a video and said that. Holy shit. I think the entire internet would take a dump on me simultaneously. That's a dream. Watch videos. So I think, how many votes is this? Jesus Christ. 202. Yeah, we're going to be watching videos. Like, there we are. Let me go to Onision. Where we hopefully we're at the same spot. Yes. June the King is what we were watching, right? I'm a banana. I'm a banana. I'm going to buy Dying Light 2, and I'm sure I'll never finish it. I'll be the first to admit it, but will I play it? Probably a decent amount, too, yeah. Damn it, this poll was stolen. I demand a recount. But that's how everything's in the States is going to go now. You know that, right? All right. All right, let's watch some... Yeah, I can't. It's not even like it's close. Like, if it was like 60-40, I'd be like, all right, let's see what more people say when they vote. We're at 75-25 with 277 votes. There's only 708 people here. So unless, like, everyone else votes for just chatting right now, which is not going to happen, we're going to be watching Onision, which is fine. I want to watch it anyway. I want to watch some... Listen, man. Avatar: The Last fucking Airbender. I haven't even looked into who's going to be running, John. I probably should care more. Cooking with Jack, maybe. Let's do more. I know we should do the Onision because I know... And Filthy Frank, yeah, I'm going to pass on some Filthy Frank for now. I'm going to watch Gabe Newell, The Last Ass Bender, actually.
Good.
Many others, becoming an avid viewer of his YouTube videos, something not uncommon.
Onision, because I know he's he's like 4 years younger than me, so he's not that far off in age, but he's the kind of guy, though, I could picture, like, freaking out when he hits 40. I don't know why, right, Wings? Yeah, I agree.
During 2010, as Onision had made it to the top 100 most subscribed channels on YouTube. With her ever-increasing interest in Onision, in April of 2010, a 16-year-old Shiloh emailed the 25-year-old Onision asking for relationship advice as she was dating a verbally...
Like, I give advice here sometimes, but here's the thing. Like, if you're in a serious situation or need serious advice, like asking for a relationship advice... I'll give you like a hint or something, but don't like talk to a close confidant or parent, or you know what I mean. I just want to put that out there. Like, I know like Onision considered himself like the de facto where like girls would, like teenage girls too, would send him pictures, correct, and he'd be like, he would judge their like body and like weight and shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, even if they were all 18 plus, which I don't think they were. What are you doing? What are you doing as like a 30, even if you're late 20-something-year-old man or 30-something-year-old man, judging late teen, early 20-year-old girls' bodies? It's strange.
abuse.
It's not healthy. Like, maybe it's not Chris Hansenable, but it's off.
Schizophrenic, who she broke up with shortly after sending the email. This email piqued Onision's interest after he had...
No, this email piqued Onision's penis. Let's keep it real. Borbs will be 41 on the 18th. Oh, it's almost your birthday, huh?
Learned of her achievements. This led to his response and then to heavy communication between the two, mostly over Skype, and sometimes up to 10 hours a day. This friend
10 hours a day? Yo. Yeah, that to women out there or whoever, if a dude wants to talk to you for 8 to 10 hours a day, fucking run. I don't want to talk to anybody for like 8 to 10 seconds on the phone. 8 to 10 hours? A grown-ass man? And she was underage at this time, or wasn't she? Turn up the volume, some people are saying. All right. It's up there. Yeah, I could turn it up here too, definitely.
friendship slowly
There we go.
turning into an emotional affair. It is believed that this led to Onision to threaten
Like, I have a friend, Nick. He's probably watching the stream. He's one of my closest friends. He's like, him and the intro guy are like brothers to me. But he doesn't shut. He could talk for like fucking 12 hours on the phone, and I'm like, oh god. Cooking with Jack, possibly. That's actually his videos are actually so bad. It's incredible, and he's still bad. Like, maybe, but the thing is, I've always debated with Cooking with Jack because I've known about him for quite a while, and I'm like, does he know that his food is bad and that's why he's okay? Like, he knows he's a meme, but then he had his likes and dislikes shut off, or you couldn't see him, and comments. I'm like, no, he thinks his food is good and he's trying to live in a bubble. Slightly tipsy, very full. I just farted a hole into my couch. Happy you did not actually. I actually thought it said you farted a hole into your cooch. I'm serious.
a divorce with Sky on June of 2010 after she stated that because of their marriage and her work on the channel, half of Onision's assets were hers, including the channel. Having Shyla
especially a relationship, and one like that, you never ever make your work, YouTube channel or anything at that point, especially a YouTube channel, don't incorporate, doing live streams with the girlfriend, because once that ends, because 90% of the time it does, guess what? This kind of shit happens.
as a backup plan, and furious at Sky's remarks, Onision began creating his own contract for divorce, which he put to use on December of 2010. This is believed to be Sky's recollection of the events, including Onision's friend and fellow content creator, Seer. Quote, Seer got sick and I drove him to the hospital. Didn't even care his friend caught the flu. Just kept laughing and giggling in his office. After this, he took me aside one night and told me the following. Sky, now quoting Onision, I'm going to divorce you because I finally found real happiness. I never loved you and was just afraid of being alone. If you want me to be happy, you'll let me do what I want. End of quote for...
That's not... Now, of course, this is literally he said, she said. But if that's true and that's exactly what he said, that is holy narcissism, man. But, again... Like I always say, there's not just two sides to every story. There's 80 sides to every fucking story. So, not saying she's lying by any stretch. She could be 110% dead on. But, you know, human beings lie, you know. I learned about a scumbag that stole art from Quinny Art to make NFTs. She died from cancer 2 years ago. Well, I mean, you know, I don't. What are you trying to tie to, like, karma? You're saying, like, I'm not even. You know what, man? Even with the anti-vaxxers that I posted, like, I'm not. I don't wish that on them. I'm not saying, oh, karma's a bitch, but you died from the thing that you're calling out. You died from the thing you're making into a conspiracy. Like, it's like I'm kind of trying to make the point for probably nobody, because no one's going to listen anyway, so it's fruitless, but I still do it. That, look, the people that are saying that it's not real are dying from the thing they're saying it's not real, so maybe you should start thinking it's a little real. Not to turn what you said into something, but I don't know if that's the... Are you bringing up karma? I don't know. I'm not a fan of that.
For Onision and back to Sky.
Pulse attack. Cox equal cucumber equals... obviously.
Of which I clearly remember the look on his face. Cold as a lizard on ice. Dead-eyed. Wand with a smirk. Unquote. Onision then introduced her to his crafted divorce papers, offering her $12,000 over the period of a year, or covering all her living expenses for 2 years. Distraught with the sudden situation, Sky signed the papers and began the process of moving out. These divorce papers will later be dismissed in replacement with traditional divorce papers, having Onision pay $90,000 in alimony.
That's the thing. Alimony. Don't get married.
Something Onision would vehemently contest throughout the years. Regardless, and initially Onision was overjoyed, as he had, the day prior, professed his love to Shiloh and prepared for the separation. First with this announcement.
She and I have decided to get a divorce. For many, many reasons.
Oh, the way it sounded like the person who stole... No, the artist, someone stole her art to make it. People are fucking disgusting. Now it makes more sense.
Maybe I'll explain them in a later video, but I just want all of you to know that she and I are still friends. And I do still love her and care for her. It's just that we're not really compatible. And so...
I think I remember seeing this. I don't remember the audio having echo.
For that reason, and a lot of more specific reasons.
Yeah, alimony, man. You gotta, because they were married to you, you gotta pay for someone's lifestyle. Get the fuck out of here.
I filed for divorce.
Now free from his marriage, Onision began to drive to Pennsylvania to meet Shiloh for the first time. The reason he chose Pennsylvania was because of the relatively relaxed age of consent laws, but during his drive ran into an issue.
Did he really move there for that reason? Ooh, that's weird. Did he really move there for that? I need to confirm. That's pretty batshit insane.
Well, not an issue, but a deer, making it the first notable animal he killed and going against his own beliefs to never harm a living creature. With his car now wrecked, Onision purchased an airplane ticket and flew for the remaining trip, to then encounter Shiloh for the very first time. Immediately after opening the hotel door, he kisses her and they have sexual intercourse. Not wasting a second, he sets up his recording equipment and makes a short 1-minute video about him killing the deer. The significance of this video is that Shiloh, who he is not supposed to be seeing, is heard in the back giggling.
So yeah. This is me admitting that I have officially, I don't know, assisted a deer in killing itself. That's not funny.
So how old was he at the time? And how old was she? This is insane. This is really fucking crazy.
No, I'm laughing. That's not funny. That's horrible. I felt like crap. Anyway, you'll see in the next...
25, and I thought she was 16. I thought that was the thing. 25 him, 18 her.
Onision video.
All right, I mean, it's not fucking I mean, this situation is very weird, but it's not like, you know, he's 25 and she's 16 or 14, you know.
Pretty much what I went through. So long as I didn't accidentally not record it and think I recorded it. Whatever. Thanks for watching. Hate me or love me. This is who I am. A deer killer. You're calling me a killer now?
You're a killer.
But the hotel
Oh, you think it was 16. All right, no, that now we're back in fucking creepy. Like, you basically look, I don't like getting into people's. He was married. People go through shit. It is what it is. I don't like. But you just basically said, yeah, I'm not in love with you, blah, 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 blah. So you go drive, like, all the way to the other side and then fly the other side of the country to go fuck someone who's 16 at 25? What the fuck, man?
grew suspicious of Onision's intentions and called the police, who then went through Onision's equipment looking for any illegal content and questioned why he was with a minor. The police, lacking any evidence, sent
So she's technically a minor, so she has to be 16.
Shiloh and Onision home. But Onision did not like this separation, as less than a month later, from the revenue of his massive 500,000 subscriber channel, he moved into an apartment in Canada with Shiloh, which he later introduced to his fanbase. This not only put him closer to Shiloh, but also distanced him from some of his overly attached.
That's just a red flag. Like, why do you have to have every single, like, relationship that you're in be, like, a part of your YouTubes? It's just weird.
Fans that at times would leave things at his doorstep. But his move to Canada was only temporary, as Shiloh's 18th birthday was spent waiting in a hotel room next to the airport so that Onision could fly her out of Canada to Seattle without her concerned mother's consent. But as Shiloh recalls, this was a massive mistake. She was now distanced from her mother, hometown, and management, Onision successfully isolating her.
Oh, yeah, that's some creepy grooming shit. PETA's band commercial is certainly shocking, considering in one of them they drop an AC moon on the top of a meat eater. I think PETA is just desperate for people to pay attention to them. I really think that's what it's about at the end of the day. They get on my nerves.
In the months following, from lacking the ability to work from the constant bother of Onision, she had failed to produce further songs and was dropped by her management, meaning that she had effectively lost much of her music career she had built up. But things got much worse. After intercourse, something more than common in their household happening up to 8 times a day.
8 times a day? What the fuck? Like, do you just sit? He must just have an erection all day. That's not normal. I could see, like, even that's like 2 or 3 times a day. 8 times is like you can't even function. Like it's literally like you have to, like, all right, take a shit, fuck, have lunch, fuck, go to the grocery store, only for a half an hour because I gotta get fucked again. Those are small numbers. He's got his dick must have been raw. Dude, he must have had a shaved cock. There's no fucking way he didn't.
And while Shiloh was in the shower, Onision called Shiloh medically obese and that he wasn't attracted to her because he was attracted to small-bodied Asian women and said that she needed to lose weight. After this, Onision promptly left her crying and hyperventilating in the shower, which is when she had a stress-induced seizure resulting in her losing about 3 years of her memory. His initial reaction to her memory loss and strange behavior was to record it. This is that now deleted recording.
What the fuck? fuck?
I want to make a rainbow.
Shiloh, can you look at me? Please?
Once she regains consciousness and is panicked, Onision allows her to browse the web, mainly Onision's YouTube channel for proof of their relationship and Facebook for the proof of the 3 years she had forgotten. It was
What the fuck is going? I didn't know this shit, this rabbit hole went down this deep.
wasn't so much the exploitative nature of posting a private medical situation.
Yeah, and if this is real, which I guess assuming it is, the first thing you think of is to make a fucking YouTube video about it? Oh, come on, dude. Come on.
That infuriated many viewers, but more so the fact that Onision did not seek out professional medical attention due to Shiloh's request not to do so, leaving Shiloh in a potentially dangerous state, others finding it hard to believe that this was not a hoax for views.
Of course, like that. I mean, I'm skeptical.
This situation introducing the Onision drama Tumblr, where fans actively archived Onision's many dramas, and also introducing one of Onision's longest running adversaries, Repsion, who with much annoyance commented on the situation.
My emotion right now and my frustration towards this idiotic, pathetic, scumbag, douchebag known as Onision. Oh, no, I can't even say his name now. Onision. Grow up. Get some responsibility. Grow some responsibility. And take your wife to the hospital right now. Right now. In fact, I pray, Onision, that you never have kids.
This put further strain on Onision and Shiloh's relationship. Only about a week after the situation, and after Onision had shaved her head nearly bald, Onision announced that he broke up with Shiloh, and so began what
Guys, I was fucking buying.
many
man.
fans perceived to be a smear campaign on
Yeah, he looks so much younger. But well, this was a long time ago. When the fuck was it? 2011. Over a decade ago.
Shiloh, led by Onision. With her threatening to talk about Onision and his mental abuse, it is believed he attempted to destroy any of her credibility while simultaneously weaponizing his fans to harass her into submission. One of these videos was titled "The Truth," showing an emotion.
And again, he films it. That's you're going through a very personal thing. You know, you film what's going. Get the fuck out of here, you weirdo! Like, you don't even have to. Like, you could say, oh, maybe there's a slant with June the King's video. Fine. I don't know. I'm not gonna go research all of this. I would have to research all of Onision's fucking weirdness USA. But, I mean, he's here. That's him holding the camera. That's him filming his wife having a nervous breakdown, and he thought that was a good idea to get some ad revenue. And even if the video wasn't monetized, he still put it out there for why? Because he wanted eyes on it, because it's drama, it's public, and he indirectly he made money. Even if the videos were demonetized, which I don't even think that was a thing back then.
Of Shiloh calling the police, in contrast to Onision's calm demeanor. When the police finally arrive, witnessing the contrast of emotions, they sigh.
I think I remember literally seeing this on Onision's channel. If I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. I am really baked right now, birds. That wasn't what I meant to hit, but we'll go with that.
With Onision.
What you've done to me is irreversible. You've destroyed any way for me to support myself. I have nothing. You've destroyed me.
Can you take a step back?
No.
I'm backed into a corner.
Then you have to promise to listen to me.
I'm not going to promise anything, but please, sir, excuse me.
You're going to listen to me.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's the society. Everyone's getting too politically correct. I always thought this meant butthole, too. I always thought either okay or butthole. That's all I thought it meant.
open the door for the police.
And you may be like Rich, he's all calm right here. But keep in mind, he's filming, that shows the manipulation, the fact that oh wow, she's having a breakdown. Let me call the cops. I'm going to seem calm. Now, the argument can be, obviously, he's filming this to protect himself, to make sure that, she can't say that he did something that he didn't, I guess. But why the fuck would you upload it to YouTube? Like, Stuttering Craig was on my show. He talked a perfect example of what a non-manipulative, fucking insane person does. He was at a con. A girl was drunk. They were at the same hotel, 2 different rooms, but he filmed himself bringing her to the room. She walked in the hotel room by herself, and he filmed the whole thing. So because look, shit can happen. So if she tried, God forbid, which she didn't, but you never know. There's still that off chance that could happen where she was like, "Hey, Sutter and Craig grabbed my boob." Be like, this film right here says that I didn't. But my point being is that he brought back this drunk girl to make sure she got back safe. Did he upload it to YouTube for everyone to see? No. He did not. This asshole, no matter what misinformation may be in this documentary, from vanity to insanity, it's here. He filmed it, and I'm pretty sure I remember this. Someone could say I'm right or wrong in the comments. This was on his YouTube channel. I remember seeing it. Like, June the King could be off about some stuff in here. I don't know. Or maybe his whole documentary on him is dead on. I don't know. And I'm not going to go dig through the web to find out. But here's Onision filming it. He put it out there for the public to see. That alone shows his character, period.
You've destroyed everything. Everything that you do isn't real. Your career's been finished. Trust me, I'm capable of it. Now I actually want to destroy you because you destroyed me. You're done.
Yes, I saw Double Agent. I saw that. What bothers me about that, though, is Onision isn't. I don't know if he's facing any legal repercussions. As far as I know, I haven't. I'm sure it would be all over the internet if he was even going to trial for something. But it seemed like he was fluffing up the story so he could package it and sell it to a television to a network like CBS or something, which he ended up doing something just like that. I mean, Onision's a bad guy, as we see. But I feel like Chris Hansen was like, all right, I'm just going to milk the shit out of this and make some money off of it.
Done. And then you'll be left with nothing.
What would you like us to do, sir? You called.
I called my sister and she told me to just leave, to just move away. And,
That's
I mean,
probably
this
a
is
good idea.
Yeah. But here's the weird thing. I can't stop paying utilities here. I can't shut it off because that would be an illegal eviction according to the people I talked to.
Yep.
So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll just have to move to LA because I'm going to work down there and keep paying utilities and hope my house isn't vandalized or anything.
Do you rent or own?
I own it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, she refuses to leave, so I don't know.
Well, the only way you can get her out is with an eviction or a court order.
Yeah.
Yes. Even if there was a case there, I'm not really even sure Chris Hansen cared about the case. He cared about making a product out of it that he can make money off of. Chris Hansen's brilliant at what he does, but Don't know, but I question him as a human being. I don't know. Maybe the stuff that he's done I'm misconstruing, and he's the nicest guy on the planet. But I don't know. Just I get a weird vibe. If you want to lose a few brain cells, you can read to that vegan teacher. Who's the vegan teacher? You talking about Onision? He's a vegan too. Or vegetarian.
Yeah, I have to work every day. I work every single day. So
well, you got to ask. You got to get your priorities and say, hey, do I want this situation to continue on our end? And then once you've made that determination, you need to take the step to move either this way or this way.
And in order for me to continue doing my job, I have to leave here because she's not leaving.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go to LA as soon as possible.
And what has changed since the cops came out here last night?
She threatened to kill herself in between that time.
Okay.
And she got...
Oh, the vegan... oh, God. Oh, she's fucking nuts. I heard some shit about... I haven't watched anything yet.
What did she say?
She said that she said I was on the phone with my Aunt Kelly and she threatened to kill herself, and then I threatened to call the cops, and she said that she was... What did you say exactly? You said it. You said something. You said you were going to make it look really bad or something?
Did you threaten to kill yourself, young lady?
I did.
You did?
I'm not going to deny that.
How come? That's not those aren't the statements of a reasonable person.
And due to repeat events similar to this and Shiloh threatening to commit suicide to spite Onision, she was taken to a mental care facility, where after a phone call with her mother was picked up and returned to Canada, leaving Onision, once again, single, something that he very much loathed being, so much so that he emailed Sky in an attempt to re-establish a connection, but it was done in vain. For the rest of the time not attempting to find a partner was spent editing videos for multiple hours a day for his thriving YouTube channel, which had grown exponentially to the point that it was expected of him to attend VidCon, a convention attended by various content creators, those on YouTube encompassing the majority of them. And so he did, creating many memories for his fans, like his kiss with Shane Dawson and his unique choice of clothing, including a bulletproof vest, showing that he was visibly paranoid of being assassinated for his views or controversies. After this, and after a few failed relationships, on September 26, 2011, to the dismay of Onision's fans, he announced that...
Wasn't it when he had to go to court with Repsion that he had like a bulletproof vest on?
Him and Shiloh were back together and engaged, leaving split reaction from viewers, marking another controversial, soon-to-be-deleted video on Onision's channel. This starting the slow-building tide of hatred towards Onision, as just...
Maybe because he's fucking crazy? Well, obviously.
Within the next month, he lost a strong ally after flying to LA to do a collaboration
by Steve, okay,
with Shane Dawson, only to be ignored and to fly back home, splitting his fanbase further once he later announced his feud with Shane Dawson. Especially for those that found him pushing. On top of this, he also lost his spot on the top 100 most subscribed channels on YouTube. His grip also weakening on Shiloh, starting with a gleeful pregnancy announcement in October, to a more than somber miscarriage announced in December. And Onision mistakenly believing Shiloh had sepsis due to some miscommunication, when in reality she was only at risk of it.
Hey guys, for the next few days there's not going to be any Onision uploads, which is very abnormal because I've kept to my schedule for years now.
Why would you upload this? Why would you upload this? Why?
I'm just making this video to let you all know that when Shiloh was blood tested in regards to whether or not she was pregnant, and it concluded that she was going to miscarry, unfortunately.
Why would you put all this out there?
Results came up that concluded she had sepsis, or has sepsis. So it got to her blood, urinary infection, and now we have to rush her to the hospital in Canada, which she'll be on a plane very soon. So I'm going to spend the remainder of time that Shiloh has here with her, rather than editing videos like I normally do.
He then quickly altered the announcement due to the many corrections of his fans and was again attacked for filming what many believe to be such a personal moment, which is when Shiloh flew back to Canada.
Yeah, like, why would you, man, all people go through shit, but why would you, I mean, that just shows you have, look, I'll put whatever I need to put out there to get those views. And it always ends up biting them in the ass, too. Like, you may get that peak for a while, and you may reach heights that I will never reach on this platform. I'm fine with that. But it's just like, holy, like, you're going to put everything out there for it? Not everyone does that, and they still become way more successful than me, and that I give them accolades for it. But what some people do, man, they try to get it. But this doesn't sustain. It's not sustainable, because then you turn into what Onision is now, where it's like sucking his own cock on an OnlyFans for money.
And was taken to a hospital due to the miscarriage. While there, her mother took this opportunity to hide her passport to prevent her return to Onision. Whenever Shiloh tried to get a new one, her mother would distract her from it. Her mother managed to prolong this long enough to the point that Onision and Shiloh broke up, but not before Onision had wired her around $2,000 for a new passport and living expenses. Now in the earlier months of 2012, it was too late for a reconnection with Onision, as Shiloh had already reconnected with her family and started dating someone new. Onision would later try to get her to appear on the popular American courtroom television show Judge Judy to try to recuperate his $2,000, but was later denied due to her being in Canada. Then, for a final time, in February of 2012, Onision claimed the—
Why did it have to be by Judge Judy? Why would it? Why? Oh my God, you are such a vain piece of shit. I gotta piss. I have to go and piss. Birds, I have to piss out of my hole. That is my goal. You fucking birds. fuckbirds. That is from Last Battle for the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, depending on where you're from.
They broke up, though Shiloh claims that their breakup happened 2 months ago, which led to future claims of emotional cheating that Shiloh admitted to. This breakup announcement came to fans in the form of a music video. Fans either tired or not.
You made a music video about you. You are a treat.
Not caring about the drama, were more enthralled with a confused photobomber in the background that Onision had possibly failed to notice and created somewhat of a new meme. More ex-girlfriend related issues popped up at the start of 2012 when his constant attacks on his exes created a group of detractors.
It's the same thing with DSP about his finance. Why would you make your personal life, whether it be your finances or what you're doing with your genitals outside of the internet, anyone else's business? It's no one else's business. Doesn't matter. Like, just keep it out of public eye. What is wrong with you?
Actors rallying against him, gaining enough attention to remove him as a speaker and later bar him from attending VidCon due to VidCon not wanting to be responsible for Onision's safety.
Hey guys, I have been removed from the list of speakers on the VidCon site.
That's actually happened to me too. Not at VidCon. I was never famous enough to be able to invite it to VidCon.
And I was recently contacted by someone who represents VidCon. What they said was that I was removed because parents were complaining. They weren't necessarily complaining about me being at the event as much as they were complaining about me being a speaker. And I say this because that's why they contacted VidCon in the first place.
But nonetheless, he still had his supporters who denounced VidCon for removing Onision. But this year did have its positives. One of his videos was again featured on TV. This time on the show Ridiculousness, an MTV comedy show showcasing the host and his various celebrity guests reacting to videos from the internet. This brought more attention to him, and with more attention, more fans, and began finally opening communication with one of his extremely attached longtime fans, Taylor, a 17-year-old high school student from New Mexico, but was...
Why are they all so young? What are you doing? Date someone your own fucking age, man. And like I always bring up that one time on a dating app, an 18-year-old girl approached me, and it ended up being just as weird as I always thought it'd be, and I would never do it again. But what the fuck is with you going out and actively looking up, like, they have to be, like, on the brink of you going to jail, or if not, they are illegal, depending on the state. What the fuck?
Was hesitant to meet her due to her age, and allegedly consulted with a lawyer to make sure it was permissible to meet. So a few weeks later, during March of 2012, a 26-year-old Onision flew out to New Mexico to meet a 17-year-old Taylor. But Onision, attempting to play it safe, turned this into a long-distance relationship, where later, with Taylor's family being unaware of it, renting a place in New Mexico to live with Taylor and even proposing to her.
Jeez, like, what is with the insta marriage? Like, dude.
Which she accepted, to then get married under the New Mexico court system, and both legally changed their last names to Avero, and began addressing Taylor as Lainey, most likely due to her Twitter handle, LaineyBot. Lainey's family and Onision's fans entirely unaware of these happenings, only for it to be leaked the same month of their marriage. Like he had done in previous relationships, Onision moved back to his home state of Washington with his new wife, fans noticing a pattern in his relationships.
No, really?
As he seemed to always discredit his exes as soon as he was in a new public relationship, this time smearing both Sky and Shiloh indirectly. Sky by her alimony payments, comparing it to slavery, and Shiloh by claiming she abused animals.
Okay, so before I didn't really go in depth as to why I didn't just give the puppy over to the other person.
So you put out all your personal stuff, and the people that you used to be with, you're going to talk shit about and put out more personal. That you are incredible. If this man could taste his own butthole, he would lick it after he went for a big sweaty jog and just say it tastes delicious because he is that full of himself. Holy shit. No pun intended.
Person who allegedly owned him. In fact, that very same individual tried to claim him when I said I was getting rid of him, and my thoughts were...
I just received my OG modded Xbox, and it's nice. They are nice. What's not nice is when your son decides to open up a closet that Xbox was in, and because he moved something, it ended up falling on the floor. Luckily, nothing happened.
You are going nowhere near that puppy. And the reason I didn't want her to go anywhere near the puppy if I was not able to directly observe her interactions with him is because I know about her history with animals, and I think I've mentioned this before. To her credit, she told...
Oh my god, this guy, man. He is amazing. Why is this locked up? He is amazing.
Told me these things were true, and she's a pathological liar, so maybe they're not. I don't know. The first thing my ex did to animals. She said she took hairspray and sprayed her goldfish and just watched it die. Who does that? Nobody. But who would forgive a person for doing something like that? Me, because I'm stupid.
Yeah, and I'll put everything publicly that you told me out on this.
Thing number 2. She said she once held a small animal and hugged it with her hands so tight that it died, like it choked to death or something.
The comments he made were done through as many YouTube accounts that put together had over 1 million subscribers by December of 2012. The newest addition being Uh-Oh Bro, a sort of Let's Play gaming channel capitalizing on the Let's Plays thriving on the site at the time. And while he was still producing music videos and other skits on his main channel, he mostly focused on listicles, following the format of Top 10 Things I Hate About X, while still creating very personalized videos, some strictly focusing on answering fan questions. But not all of his answers were well received. Take for example this clip where he deems that a 17-year-old fan's depression, which was caused by an abusive mother.
Basically what I'm getting out of this is that if Onision didn't do YouTube, he would just be like that emo guy you saw working at like a music store when those were still a thing, and that's what would be his life. This is what happens when you give that shy emo guy fame, and he just so happens to be a narcissist too.
Was their own fault.
Hi, Onision. How can I cope with a verbally and emotionally abusive mother? I'm 17. I've been hospitalized twice.
Yeah, get your advice on being abused from this guy.
Because of suicidal thoughts, depression caused by the words my mother would say to me. First of all, I don't think you can really...
Welcome to... Dude, that's not shocking to me. Welcome to eBay. I shit you not. Not trying to... Sorry, that sucks, but that's happened to me on eBay before. That's why I just do buy it now. I don't want to deal with bidding. I don't. It's stressful. It's babysitting. I don't want to deal with it.
Blame your suicidal thoughts / depression on anyone but yourself, because that individual could say the same horrible things to...
Says the person who's caused a lot of stress and pain and caused people to be depressed before. So basically someone who it seems like it's safe to say is a groomer is say, hey, if someone wants to groom you, just let them. Oh, if you feel like you're being abused, it's your fault. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, alternate Onision working at a Guitar Center, yes. And if YouTube didn't exist, he would think he was a rock star because he sold like 3 CDs at the front counter at say Guitar Center of his album that everyone thinks sucks. Yo, I know people like that too. I know people like that, especially with rap. I know people that literally still think they're like older than me. They're like pushing 50, and they still think they're gonna make it as a music producer. Just how it is, because no one sees you. You could be fucking 80, and if you make good music and want to work with other artists, that's fine. But like being on stage and stuff, dude, if you're like over 25, stop. And it's like they still think like they're known throughout the world and they're still going to blow up. It's like, all right, man, so when you start getting the AARP mail, I'll go on tour with you.
Another person and they wouldn't have the same response. So you have to take some accountability and realize that if you focus on being stronger and not letting it get to you, that you'll be much better off. And in that, it seems like the real blame falls on you because the bottom...
Did he add this music to? Could he get any more like self-absorbed and pretentious? And like his level of self-importance is incredible.
Line is the person with the most control over you is you and not her. So don't you think the person with the most power and control...
Yeah, but if they're in a manipulative relationship, that's not true. You know that though, but you're giving a groomer's guidebook to how to groom other people is what you're fucking doing.
In a situation where some kind of crime...
Has your bird decided if I could touch him or not? He says no, and he said to go fuck yourself. Sorry.
or bad thing occurs should be held to the highest level of responsibility or accountability? I would assume so. Like, your mom could probably say a lot of horrible things to me, and I'm not going to be suicidal.
Clips like these were...
What are you talking about? Words have caused people to do... You hear it on the news all the time through social media. A 13-year-old girl kills herself because of horrible things her other friends said to her. What are you talking about, dude? Oh my God, a broken person giving advice to other broken people is like the recipe for disaster.
Were massively circulated throughout the commentary community, bringing further negative attention to Onision. One such commentator was Repsion, a massive critic of Onision, who gained much attention in May of 2013 due to an accusation of him being Onision's so-called snail mail stalker, a person who, after failing to email Lainey's parents, or rather Onision's in-laws, formatted his email into a letter form and sent it through snail mail. When opened by Onision's in-laws, they found a warning, warning them about Onision and his treatment of his ex-girlfriends, with various sources directing to
Did Repsion do this? I didn't even know that.
Onision and Lainey's marriage document, name change, and travels, and other unusual things she had done with Onision. After they read this message, they contacted Lainey in concern of the mysterious letter, who then informed Onision about the situation. Onision then...
As Adam Ragusius has said, dino-shaped chicken nugget, the most scientifically accurate shaped chicken nugget. Did he really? What video is that from? I actually watch this stuff.
Making a video on it.
Hey guys, if you didn't know, I've actually had this little stalker on YouTube for a while, and he's a pretty creepy dude.
Did he actually send the letter? That's kind of strange. I mean, look, everything that Onision has done here is horrendous, but I wouldn't stick my neck out like there. I would just keep it to YouTube videos if I wanted to criticize somebody. I wouldn't be mailing their parents. It's weird. I don't know if he did it. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. I'm just a middle-aged stone man with porcelain birds in front of him.
He's made a lot of videos about me, and it's kind of disgusting. Anyway, so something this creepy dude did was...
Well, on the flip side, in Repsion's defense, 110%, you are a fucking train wreck. You are well deserved of having every video made about you. Sorry for the double applause there, but Jesus Christ. Can't say it's being sneaky or being stalkery. Sneaky or steaky. What is steaky? Or bullying you. You're doing crazy shit. It's like when I made a whole bunch of videos on Anita Sarkeesian back in the day, because every time she opened her mouth, it was something ridiculous.
Wrote my in-laws about what a terrible person he believes me to be. And you know what my in-laws did? Well,
he wrote the in-law. Yeah, that's still weird. Yeah, I wouldn't get involved in that stuff.
I told my wife what happened and conveyed the message that it creeped them out. Some total stranger contacts my in-laws acting as if he knows more about me than they do, even though he's never met me, meanwhile they have.
To which Repsion comments, quote, "I wonder if Taylor feels as if she has competition now," unquote, where Onision responds by making a second video claiming that Repsion is the snail mail stalker, but this was later disproven by Repsion, revealing that though earlier Repsion did write his in-laws' parents through Facebook to warn them about Onision, he did.
Why? But yeah, don't even do that. I'm sure Repsion regrets this now. Like, all the videos on him have been mostly spot on. Mwah. But yeah, like, don't be messaging people. Doesn't mean he's not a piece of shit, but don't be messaging fucking people. It's silly. It's weird. Like, don't get involved.
Did not, in fact, write that letter. Instead,
like, you think I'm gonna go around? Perfect example. Like, you think I'm gonna go around like to the Quartering's family and like message them and say his fucking beard is terrible? No. Absolutely not.
Now deleted user, Don't Stand So Close to Me, a critic of Onision, sent it. This clash between Repsion and Onision marking the first of many to come. Also after him was his ever-growing detractor community, one of which sent him a picture of a topless girl saying, quote, "I'm a huge fan of your videos. I'm 17 and live in the area and would like to know if I have a shot at maybe being in one of your videos," unquote. To which Onision replied, quote, "Facebook/channel?" unquote. When screenshots of this interaction between him and the fake 17-year-old were released, fans were outraged at Onision. Onision then claiming he did not see the attached screenshot because his Samsung Note 2 does not automatically show attachments. Regardless of his rebuttal, fans were not convinced, though this was just one of
it does kind of seem like a weak. There's other ways that
the few controversies that he found himself in this year, some relating to a collaboration to create fake drama, all equally seeming to bother him little as he had more personal matters distracting him, like his wedding in June. This same month, Lady announced to their fans that she was pregnant with Onision's child. But fans were still more interested in Onision's other dramas, like the conflict he had with YouTube content creator Some Guy 827 that revealed Onision is most likely purposely creating drama.
Why are they showing The Amazing Atheist right now? Like,
for the sake of attention and growth of his channel.
There's a clear pattern of...
Yeah, he has a computer. He has other ways he could have seen the screenshot.
You creating drama, of you continuously creating drama, continuously airing your dirty laundry in public, and now you want to do it on national TV. Like, this is a guy who's eager to get in more drama in front of an even larger audience. It's like it drives him. That's all he wants to do. And I'm like, I'm not participating in this, Onision. I can't even believe that you think that I would do something like this. I can't even believe that you want to do something like this. You know, and he's like, oh, we'll ham it up for the camera and we'll create all kinds of new drama between us. You know, we'll figure out other reasons we don't like each other and it'll be really even more unpleasant. I'm like, this isn't a show, Onision. I'm trying to fucking convey a serious message here. When I was going after you, it was because I had legitimate grievances with your actions and behaviors. And it's like he didn't even comprehend that.
Some critics now adopting this theory.
No. Yeah, of course. Because it's all for, like, why do you think he has no problem putting out his personal fucking shit like that? And haven't there been like Instagram stars who just did some like the daughter was crying because the animal died and she's like, all right, she was like pointing to the daughter to ham it up to make her more sad. Yeah, there's a lot of narcissists on this planet.
With more evidence to back it up provided on September 26, 2013, when Onision had a public falling out with his longtime YouTube friend, Seer, which included arguments from his ex-friends, D. Fizzy and Shane Dawson, going as far as to make a lengthy post about it on his website onision.com. This marks the end of 2013, with another...
Hey, yeah, a really toxic, messed up community. Sounds like someone else, or a couple other people, a few other people.
A year ending in drama, and his main channel surpassing 1 million subscribers. Now starting off 2014 with the birth of his first child, later making music videos celebrating him. Along with these scattered music videos, 2014 was the year where Onision expanded further on his in-video characters. Most shown are Raw Danger, a sometimes detractor of Onision and mostly exists to be obnoxious, and Emo Charlie, who is calm and most likely modeled around Onision. Later, more frequently included was Onision's wife, Lainey, who had her own fans and detractors. Some detractors also of Onision. Both types frequently seen browsing many newly established troll threads that popped
Again, you're like going shopping for, I don't know.
up between 2014 and 15, and so began the serious categorizing of all the dramas, with most looking to lifeofonion.com, a Wikipedia.
Welcome to the Life of Onion. Oh, shit. I don't know why I find that funny.
Style information archive for current events or random information on Onision. The Onion part of it being a nickname detractors began using in reference to Onision, some choosing to call him by the full nickname, Onion Boy. A large target for their criticisms wasn't just the content they produced for online consumption, but also Onision's 2 books that debuted this year. First, on March 29, 2015, was Stones to Abigail, a fictionist sort of retelling of his life.
And people do not like that book.
And also, Why I Hate You, released on September 11, 2015, another fictionist story influenced by his life. His life taking another turn when his wife announced through Twitter that she was bisexual. Onision jumping on to support her, going as far as to say that he supports her getting a girlfriend while she is married to Onision if she chooses to do so. Few concerned about her month-old comments about grooming other women. Grooming meaning preparing an underage victim for sexual purposes, usually shortly after they are of legal age. But Lainey was seen being flirtatious with women of all ages. One of them was the 18-year-old Billy, who, after some talking, visited Onision and Lainey at their house where Onision pressured them to kiss, and later pressured them to date.
This is so fucking weird.
To which Billy accepted, and later became a 3-way relationship at the start of 2016, but not before what fans know as Cuddlegate happened. When Billy came over for a second time, Lainey felt that
Wait, there's a Wikipedia article on something called Cuddlegate?
Onision was showing her more affection and became disheartened at the thought, just enough to make her leave for the night. When she
yeah, I'm gonna need you to write an article on Cuddlegate. Yeah, okay.
She returned, she found out about Onision and Billy's cuddling and deemed it cheating. Fans, naturally on her side, made more nicknames for Onision, like Onisi Cuck, a combination of Onision and Cuck, or a man whose wife is sexually unfaithful, applied to Onision due to him allowing Lainey.
Oh, there it is. Look at my vegan body. Yeah. My vegan cuck body. Onision the cuck.
To have a girlfriend. This situation was further escalated when on January 26, 2016, Onision announced he was separating from Lainey and explained the situation in detail, saying he signed away the rights to his child to Lainey.
Hello, I spoke with Lainey and she agreed to me making this video. Lainey and I are getting separated. Not necessarily divorced just yet, but a lot of things are going to be changing in our lives and we will no longer be in a romantic relationship.
Why did that was another like early 2000s thing of the jump cuts. I mean, I know I have jump cuts in my videos now, but it was like if there was any kind of breathing, you had to cut it out. I never I did it too, and I don't understand why we all thought that was a thing.
Initially, this was a mutual agreement. After I revealed everything as to what has happened over the last couple days, Lainey made it more than absolutely obvious that there is literally no romantic potential for her and I in the future. In any sense. Lainey and I had a child. I let them down doing all this. The good things that I've done as a response to this, I agreed to pay her a monthly sum that both she and a close friend of hers agreed was fair. And
keep stacking up those wives on top of it, too. Those alimony payments are just spreading nicely, aren't they?
I also signed a document saying that Lainey has exclusive custody of our child and that I can only see them if she is completely comfortable with it.
It took only a few days for them to announce that they were attending marriage counseling and getting back together. A few weeks after this, Lainey was for a second time pregnant. Now feeling stable, Onision and Lainey continually invited Billy and Ayala to visit. Ayala was Billy's 19-year-old friend who was offered a nannying job by Onision in order to make Billy's visits more comfortable and—
Why are they all teenagers? Why? Yeah, he has a kid now too.
to make Billy's return public, Onision posted a picture of Lainey and Billy kissing on Twitter. Onision, 2 weeks later, talking about his threesome allowed many viewers to conclude Onision, Lainey, and Billy were in a three-way relationship. But this situation, like many other happenings in Onision's life, would intensify when a 16-year-old fan, Sarah, a target of one of many Lainey's joking or not-joking flirtatious acts, visited them on September 15, 2016, and stays about 5 days, then returns home. But about a month later, after discussing her severe
Gee, I wonder what happened.
private troubles at home with Onision and Lainey, Onision invites her to move in to get away from home. She agrees and moves in with him legally, as her mother signed over power of attorney to Lainey.
What the fuck is going on?
Providing money once a month for her living expenses, making Sarah, and sometimes Billy, their live-in nanny to do house chores and to take care of Onision and Lainey's child, while Onision and Lainey mostly focus on content creation. And so began the various tirades Onision did on YouTube content creator Eugenia Cooney on her physique, Shane Dawson for his personality, and YouTube content creator Jacqueline.
He went after Shane Dawson for his personality. Talk about lack of self-awareness. Yeah, those parents are pretty fucking terrible people, I agree. Yeah.
Glenn for her opinions, but the controversies weren't always online. Within Onision's three-way relationship, Lainey and Billy were allowed to sleep together without Onision, but Onision was only allowed sexual favors from Billy when Lainey was present. To fight this, Onision slept alone with Billy, which infuriated Lainey, leading to Onision coercing Billy and Ayla to sign a contract that he created to stay for another week so that they could sort things out. But this was
excellent contract, I know.
Successful, because Ayla convinced Billy of Onision's wrongdoings and called her an Uber, to which, after arguing with Onision, left the premises. But her company was soon replaced. As it was estimated sometime during November 2016, Onision...
I know. This is like... Who is sleeping with who? Who's having a threesome with who? Like, is Onision wearing a wig, or is his hair actually that ridiculous?
And Lainey's second child was born, and right before the year ended, he found himself in yet another scandal. With his recent series asking fans to post photos of themselves on the Onision forum for him to then discuss in a video for the sake of body positivity, came a wave of
Give me a fucking break, you weird pervert. And then you're gonna give all these girls complexes because for some reason they look up to you? Oh, fuck off. What is Onision's opinion of you? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Photos of teenage girls, nearly naked, with Onision painted across their stomach, submitted to the Onision forums. Onision claiming that this was not his intention. As he claims, the website had rules, but not barriers, informing users the website was exclusively 18+ and did not allow inappropriate content. At the height of this controversy, Onision announced Billy was back, but was booted shortly after due to her smoking marijuana in celebration of New Year's, as Onision was still heavily against the use of any illegal substance. So at the start of 2017, only a couple weeks after getting back together with Billy, Onision announced that they had broken up yet again, but this time it was permanent, solidifying it by divulging private and yet sensitive information about Billy due to her and Ayla revealing these texts that highlighted Onision's rules that only allowed 2 family visits per year, and requested Billy to do various humiliating things in order to be taken back. These requests include, but are not limited to, getting a tramp stamp, being chained to the basement for 3 days to a week with a sign around the neck saying, "I'm sorry for lying, Lainey."
Like, this is... And then people are like, are going after Wings of Redemption for saying stupid shit, which, again, I'm not condoning what, but, like, there's way worse people on the planet than DSP and Wings and whoever else is. You want to put me in there, too. I don't give a shit. oh, you're rich, you're a lol cow. Okay, I am a lol cow. But, like, this is the real, like, me kissing birds and getting shirtless and playing Last Battle music while birds are clucking. That's all weird. But I'm not chaining anybody up in my fucking basement. Don't tempt me.
Oh, yeah.
And lastly, make a video about how she lied to Lainey and about how sorry she is. Billy, declining all propositions, instead released a video asking Onision to stop harassing her.
So, Onision, please stop harassing me and my best friend. I am tired of seeing your tweets, tired of being tagged in your tweets, of you just harassing us, telling us we're awful, druggy people. Please leave me alone. Stop talking about me. Don't speak about me in your videos. I'm done. Like,
yeah, how many more? Like, he can't say every single one of these teenage females are lying. You know, like, it's just such a weird and Rich, you know, and I know, look, people can be malicious. Like, there was a whole, remember our dear friend ReviewTechUSA, since he's been here, everyone basically knows who he is, who made he literally admitted he paid someone like on a fucking Fiverr to make a video saying that I sexually assaulted them at a job I didn't exist. But he's talking about chaining people up in his fucking basement. There was a troll, for those of you who don't know, there was a troll who used to come in here pretending to be reformed and said, yeah, the whole video I made, like, where there was a woman talking in it saying that you sexually assaulted her even though no women worked at the job I was at the time. Yeah, I paid someone on Fiverr to say that. I wrote him a script and they said it. Along those lines, he paid some female to pretend Rich did this.
Like, I hope you're happy. You completely destroyed all of my pride. You told me to get a tattoo saying I'm a liar, like a tramp stamp. You told me to shave my head.
This is grooming, man. This is power. This is abuse.
You told me to dye my hair green, shave off my eyebrows, and get an ugly tan. Like, is that not abusive to you? Do you think that...
Because of marijuana? Greg, I'm stoned right now. Come try to chain me up. Oh, yeah, because I generally ignore him. He'll go to somewhere else. I know there's other people who used to be, like, my trolls that have gone on to, like, Wings and other people because they know they'll get a reaction.
That's a fair trade for me telling you that I smoked weed? Like, that's what you think is okay? I betrayed your trust? You're mentally abusive to everyone around you. You call people names, you make them feel bad about themselves. I don't understand how you can do that and not feel bad about it.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to go get a little more of my edibles. I'm going to be up for a while. Let's keep this going. Let's keep this going. Be right back. Onision, this is for you. Come give me my tramp stamp, stir.
Look here! Look, listen!
At yourself. Like, does that make you happy? Telling people that they're worthless and that they should die because they smoke weed? Like, calling them an idiot because they don't agree with you on something?
Really?
That's not a sane person. Like, fucking ruined me. You've, like, not even, like, I'm not talking about online. I'm talking about me as a person. Like, the fact that you put such private information online for everyone to see that was so confidential. I've told 5 people.
This is why he goes after them so young, too, because they're malleable emotionally and mentally. He wants to control them. He doesn't want to be in a relationship. He wants to be the ringleader.
5. And you told all of the internet because you're a salty ass. No! Like, that's not how this should work. Like, you don't feel bad at all. That's the worst part. Like, you're just a person who likes to destroy people's lives because they're salty. That's it. If someone doesn't agree with you, you automatically hate them.
This footage and text now in the
That's like 98% of YouTubers, though. Yes, Lyoko, that is a good one. There's been some other bangers that people have said too that I've forgotten because I'm an idiot. But that's another good one.
hands of the commentary.
Yeah, he's like the diet soda version of R. Kelly.
Community.
I'm not saying he's gone as far as him, but like the building blocks are there, let's put it that way.
Sparked the creation of a plethora of videos covering this situation, many commentators focusing on Onision's request to chain Billy to a wall in their basement, having viewers speculate that he may have women chained to his basement and other theories of Onision's possible abuse. But observantly, the chances of this diminished as their house grew more barren, due to Lainey's and Sarah's acquaintance,
Yeah, Alpha
Lane,
Boy, he did.
not to be confused with Lainey. Threatened
Addison likes her birds salty. Danny the Foot, thank you very much for the peach.
To release text that displayed Sarah's interest in having a relationship with Lainey. Onision, getting in front of the potential scandal, created a video that he found Sarah's interest in Lainey unethical, and due to these feelings, reassured his audience that there would never be any sexual contact with Sarah at any point whatsoever.
Talking about how Sarah didn't want Lane to release screenshots of some conversation they had, and it was just really awkward. So that freaked us out. I went and talked to Sarah, and Sarah admitted that she called / messaged this ex-friend. I apologized to the ex-friend that Sarah had contacted her, and what was said made me super uncomfortable. And again, what Sarah actually said was her panicking about screenshots, which, you know, me personally,
Our Oreo is actually considered vegan. I think they are.
Personally, I don't panic about screenshots, because if something of mine got screenshotted and it doesn't make me look good, so be it. No, we gotta own our words. Apparently, Sarah also stated to me that she remembered saying something about her one day being in a relationship with Lainey, and that was super confusing to me, as I had made it clear to the public, as you've seen in previous videos. And I also made it clear repeatedly to Sarah that was never gonna happen. So seeing Sarah say these things really freaked me out. I mean, she's 16, I'm 31, this is creepy. And to rewind to the promise I made about not talking about friends, private issues publicly, the problem with this is that so much of this information was public, and so I'm more than obligated to state what's going on for the sake of, again, making sure the truth is known and people don't get weird ideas. Because again, I told everyone so many times, including Sarah, that there was to be no anything there, nothing, and just the idea that
Yeah, I'd panic about that uncombed bowl cut. Good point.
that people think there is something, or even that Sarah may have thought that there would be something that's just not okay, because there would not ever be something.
And to avoid further accusations, decided on sending Sarah home. But, unbeknownst to fans, Sarah, in the years following, visited several times in secret. His next controversy would not be related to his home life, but instead his constant video creation on the health of Eugenia Cooney, many saying he is exploiting her situation. One such commentator was Jacqueline Glenn, that made a significant amount of videos criticizing Onision and had commented further on this situation.
So even though he said that that was his final video on Eugenia, he's proceeded to make 2 more.
Hey there. I haven't made a video on Eugenia Cooney's weight in months. My videos on Eugenia Cooney always do very well.
For your bank account.
So as a person who's concerned about Eugenia's health, and a person who wants to make successful videos, I'd like to take the opportunity to publicly check up on her now.
Yeah, only one of those 2 things are true.
Onision, looking as if he complied after Eugenia Cooney was more demanding in her request for Onision to stop. Him sending his own request for others to stop making videos about him via his self-written cease and desist letters. But the situation with Eugenia
He writing his own cease and desist letters. Jesus Christ. Of course he is. Like, what else would I expect?
Cooney affected him very little. His money through these videos had already been made. Onision reaping a wealth of profit through the many controversies he created that brought even more attention to his channel. But all this was about to change. It was around early 2017 when the adpocalypse, or rather the massive demonetization of videos and removal of advertisements, was sweeping throughout YouTube due to some advertisements being placed on broad, controversial videos throughout the site, hitting many content creators, including Onision. And like others, he created a Patreon, a fan donation service for an alternate source of revenue.
I did that too. I did that when I got The Office, which it definitely fucking helped with it. Because I got in The Office, and that was like, Adpocalypse started in 2017, but that was like peak Adpocalypse, you know?
Where detractors estimated he made over $1 million a year in combined revenue.
You make a ton of money. You make on average over $1 million a year. I'm not stupid. Between all your channels and how much ad revenue you do, you make a lot of money.
A sizable amount, of course, coming from his Patreon. A Patreon found by Beck, a fan of Onision and Kai that donated around $300 in between them and was flown out to see them. While there, she filmed several
Of course she was. Of course she was flown out to see them.
videos where Onision was acting sexually suggestive behind the scenes, but not limited to touching her buttocks and having lip-to-lip contact but not kissing. Only
That's not an awkward... What the fuck is going on there?
for her to return home a few days later. Unrelated to this situation, and about 2 months later on October of 2017, Onision admits he has a hentai addiction.
As you guys know, I have had a issue with hentai. I'm talking like...
What the fuck is hentai?
Superhero hentai like Harley Quinn or just...
Porn? Is it porn?
General cartoons of video game characters or whatever. Like Quiet from Metal Gear Solid. I've been into all these nude women from video games, from animes, etc. And it's become kind of an addiction for me. So recently, I just blurted it out. You know, I blurted it out to...
Of course he has a hentai porn addiction, of course. It's just right on cue. So between all his teenage girl grooming, he's beating off to hentai porn. Like, obviously.
People in my life that I have this addiction, and I'm not proud of the addiction. And so, since then, I haven't had an issue. I haven't.
Now back to Onision's usual course of actions, like flying out women.
You got a lot more issues than being addicted to hentai porn, bro.
To potentially date Lainey or himself, came Maya, right before Christmas of 2017.
Now, how old is Maya?
But due to her sole interest in dating Lainey, and not Onision, meant that she flew home only a few days after arrival.
Because Onision was constantly around her with an erect cock. "17." So she was like, yo, I want nothing to do with this dude. I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge.
Viewers witnessing the frequent visitation of young fans, trolls categorizing it all, and Onision responded by calling his largest detractors, or even content creators that made several videos on him, stalkers.
Because what the internet's doing right now is they're taking the side of someone who has made over 40 hate videos about me. Just really gross. Make you feel dirty after watching them videos. I'm saying this because they couldn't possibly make you feel nice, despite the fact that I've watched none of them, because again, I don't want to go into the world of people who are the types of individuals to make 20-minute long videos about people they don't like. Who in their right mind would want to sit down and watch that?
but he himself was partaking in a similar action by continuing to make videos on Eugenia Cooney. Eugenia Cooney on livestream talking about the increased negative attention to her due to his videos on her.
But yeah, I mean, already with like everything he kind of has said about me in the past, it's like, it's kind of already put me in this position where there's already all these people that like hate me and people that are still always gonna, I think, not really be the biggest fans of me, which is fine, but kind of sucks sometimes.
After this livestream,
Yeah, he's a interesting dude.
Onision released what is believed to be his 23rd video on her. On the topic of unwarranted videos, a similar thing would happen 2 months later, when Shiloh's manager contacted Onision demanding he remove all videos involving Shiloh. Onision, being very defensive, recorded himself calling Shiloh's manager, saying that it was his property and she was paid by food and shelter. His hands visibly shaking throughout this conversation, with the frequency of his handshakes increasing when the manager brings up the possibility of a lawsuit. The video ends with Onision cursing at the manager, who then hangs up, and Onision, as he usually does, proclaiming he was right in the matter. This video was uploaded to YouTube but was briefly taken down as Onision had violated Washington State's wiretap laws by
Dude, you're such a fucking narcissist that you just can't think you're wrong about anything.
recording the conversation and displaying it without Shiloh's manager's consent. Though this may have been a setback, Onision still had many plans for the future, some involving Sarah, and had discussed with Lainey for her to move in again once she turned 18, but still visited when she was 17. And throughout her visits, just as Onision had done with various women before, he slowly and methodically introduced the idea of Sarah and Lainey being in a relationship, further escalating the ideology a few days after she turned 18, leading to her leaving once more. But his focus was soon shifted to something else known as Onision versus the Wetlands. On August 10th,
oh god, I remember this vividly.
A neighbor filmed Onision modifying the wetlands by his house, which is a protected environment, then recorded Onision's compact front-end loader and reported it.
What's today's date? August 10th. 5 p.m. 2016.
18, you mean?
18. All the metadata is in the video anyway. So category 2 wetland. There's a 100-foot buffer from the edge of the wetland for development. Need a permit at the very least and mitigation for clearing.
A wetlands biologist then contacts Onision.
Then this is a guy who, like, he's worried about the environment and protecting animals. He makes a video as he goes and bangs like a 16-year-old, and right afterwards proclaiming how sad he was for hitting the deer. Let me just barrel down some wetlands without checking if I legally can. Gee, I wonder why no one at all watches you anymore, Greg. Maybe because you're just a giant ball of manipulation and contradiction? I mean, again, this is all film stuff. It's not just hearsay.
Onision informs him what he's doing requires a permit,
yes,
which
I did,
Onision
Daniel.
doesn't have. To determine if Onision had in fact violated the county's wetland protection laws, the biologist pays him a visit and examines the site Onision was working on. It is then determined that he was in violation. Then, on September 6, Onision is sent a notice to correct his destruction and stop all work until he receives a permit. Undetermined to stop, Onision then files an appeal with the county saying that he was removing noxious weeds and that the county illegally searched his property. And with this appeal, a court date was set for December 6 for Onision and Lainey to attend, or rather Onision and Kai, as Lainey had changed their name once more. But they did not attend the court hearing and the appeal was thrown out, which no doubt makes things more difficult for Onision. But even with all this happening, he still found time to publish his third fictional, non-fiction inspired book, Reapers.
With a 189 ratings and a score of 1.5 stars. Not even.
Creek. These problems most likely heard by Sarah, who came to visit on Christmas of 2018, possibly the last truly profitable year he would have in quite some time. As around the start of 2019, it was revealed that Onision, along with having to pay to correct the wetlands, owed a significant amount of money to the IRS. It was rumored that he sold one of his houses, cars, and several other assets after misfiling taxes and claiming much more than he should have, which is when he launched his $100,000 Kickstarter campaign to make adjustments to the wetlands. The commentary community and now the...
Wait, he kind of glazed over that. No, you don't understand, like, what Onision took. He took off in deductions, like his wedding, his house, like personal items, like things that had nothing to do with his YouTube channel. You know, like the toilet paper he wiped his ass with. I guess I could write it off on my taxes. No, you can't. And then he like said, I heard about it. I read it. I watched Repsion's videos about this. He filed everything. You're not. And then he tried to get pissed off at TurboTax. That's what I was going to say. Saying, "Oh, it's your fault. Your software said I wasn't going to get audited or whatever." Like, and Repsion was like, "Yeah, dude, you're just punching in numbers. It doesn't know that you're writing off stupid shit you shouldn't be writing off." I'm surprised he didn't end up going to jail for tax evasion, but
the massive trolling community berated his campaign, only for him to remove it and say the campaign was a joke. This situation, like many others, was covered by Repsion. Onision, in return, mentioning him exponentially in his videos, causing much discourse between the two.
And right now, the internet is very, very outraged. Primarily,
you don't need to go to a tax course like at your community college and to know you can't write off your fucking wedding ring.
due to a man named Mr. Repsion.
Hi, Greg. That's me.
Mr. Repsion made a lengthy video showing documents that, you really have to search to find. They aren't just like presented to everybody as a standard pamphlet that's passed out or anything like that. You really have to like look into someone's business to figure out what's going on.
Wrong, Greg. No, I do not have to look into somebody's business. I'm not sure if you're aware, but every state in the United States of America has small little district counties. I'm in the county called King County of Washington State, which encompasses Seattle, Kent, Federal Way, Tacoma, so on and so forth. And every state has these counties, and in the counties there are courthouses, and in the courthouses where legal things are done, there is what is known public record.
This was fueled by the accusations by detractors that Onision slept with Sarah. Onision responding by coercing Sarah to make a video saying that they haven't had sexual contact.
Hello everyone, my name is Sarah, and recently I've seen some allegations against my friend Kai regarding me, and I just came to make my statement since I see a lot of people talking for me, but people are saying that we had sexual conversations or were planning on having sexual relations when I was underage, and we never did. I don't know why people are now saying this and bringing up old screenshots that have already been addressed. But Kai is one of the sweetest people I know, and he doesn't deserve this. And it's not fair to me, and it's not fair to him, and I wish this would all stop.
God, I know that I have to do this.
Wait, they forced her to put out that nothing happened? I kind of got that vibe.
Onision making his own video reiterating the point.
And that's just the thing. You guys have this concept of grooming, right? But that requires you have sex with somebody right after they turn 18. And the person you guys are talking about has been 18 for a while. And we've hung out with him multiple times, and we never had sex with them. We never made out with him or whatever. As an adult. And prior. Never.
This situation, like many others, saw Onision hammering down.
How many more times can you be in this situation where people are like, you got to be doing something, Greg? Who, the girl that was just on? I think that was something with the video, actually.
The
Like, it looked like it was super heavily compressed.
ideology of him being the most honest YouTuber.
You know who cares about the truth? The fucking most honest YouTuber.
Yeah. Why is it always that people like DSP and... I'm not comparing. Look, DSP is nowhere near the level of Onision, and I don't mean that in a... Well, that's a good thing to DSP, but not to Greg. Like, DSP is a dumbass. He's not a grooming manipulator.
Yes, the most honest YouTuber card. Let's listen to a song, shall we?
Do you know who has to point out that they're about to be really honest? People who aren't normally honest. Hello.
That is true.
I am Onision, the most honest YouTuber, or maybe one of the most honest YouTubers. I don't...
Yeah, if someone's a self-proclaimed honest anything, they're not.
know of anyone more.
If you're self-proclaimed anything, whether you're a self-proclaimed alpha male or you're just not. You're the exact opposite.
Truth-telling than me, and I'm one of the most honest YouTubers, if not the most honest YouTuber. Some people consider me to be the most honest YouTuber. One of the most honest YouTubers on the internet.
The most honest YouTuber.
But many people finding contradictions in his statement of honesty by pointing out his widespread deletion of videos. Some videos that have strong evidence of his wrongdoings. And only 2 days after posting the video stating that he did not have sexual relations with Sarah, Onision, Kai, and Sarah all had sexual intercourse together. Sarah being flown out a couple more times throughout the year for this purpose. But the hate building up around him was too much, and threatened to sue his largest detractor, Repsion, if he did not remove all the videos on Onision within 72 hours of his notice. And with Repsion not complying, begins Onision's planned litigation. His paranoia showing when he changed his name for a third time in April of 2019. But other issues continue to pop up, like his dying channel, where Onision would usually get well over 100,000 to 1 million views of video in the past. Now, he wasn't even pulling 10,000 views for the majority of his uploads, relying on frequently mentioning the ever so popular Shane Dawson or Eugenia Cooney to hopefully get picked up by the YouTube algorithm. Onision was in debt, out of touch with his audience, and had very little to no support, and this showed.
Yeah, and it's just like, how many more times can you... And the thing is, when you bring up the drama in your life, people are just tuning in for the drama. So when you go like, hey, here's all this drama I exploited in my personal life, now back to my content, they're like, no, I wasn't here for that. I was here for you being a fucking train wreck.
Marking an undeniable low point and downfall of his online career. But he was still pulling money from other areas, and not just from his Patreon, which earlier in the year was making him around $2,000 a month, but also his frequent content ID claims on videos about him. No matter what the channel, the situation, or even the size, if any channel showed footage of him, he would content ID claim it through YouTube. And if this content ID claim was not disputed, allowed him to make money from many of these videos criticizing him. Onision then choosing to strike down those videos that did not fit his narrative. Something he would find difficult to control past August 23rd. His life and attention on him spinning well out of his control. All because of this one tweet. A tweet by Ayla stating Onision had slept with Sarah, Sarah later confirming it. Onision, furious at her speaking out, amongst other things, accused her of blackmail. But this constant harassment of Sarah, Ayla, Billy, Shiloh, and many more via emails and
I am so lost with all this shit. What the fuck?
Texts came back to haunt him, as it only helped corroborate their statements against him. This story slowly gaining massive traction about Onision's alleged abuse. First signal boosted by YouTube content creator Blair White with an interview with Sarah discussing what happened.
Tell me a little bit about the NDA that you signed. You told me off camera that you signed an NDA the morning after you were intimate with them for the first time.
Yeah. He and Kai decided that everyone in their life needed to sign an NDA and that I was no exception to that.
That's just a strange fucking thing. Oh, let me meet you. Hey, nice to meet you. By the way, sign this NDA. No.
The NDA was...
Who just came... Let me open up StreamLabs. I think I've literally opened it up once without having to be told to open it up. Sorry, guys. Oh, just MC. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that.
It's 1,000% for me to not do what I'm doing right now.
Repsion releasing his own take on the situation with hard video evidence of Onision's actions. Both these videos receiving well over 1 million views each. But this was just the beginning of this escalation of attention to him. On October 16th, famous interviewer Chris Hansen from the MSNBC's early 2000s show To Catch a Predator began conversing with online content creators about Onision and the allegations being brought against him. Chris Hansen then reached out to Onision.
Yeah, and this is all him just looking to get a fucking show together
for an interview, but Onision declined the proposition. And so began Chris Hansen's systematic interviewing of Onision's ex-guests. Starting with Sarah on October 30th, 2019, unearthing her secret visitations and that various other women visited Onision with similar stories, like when Onision, whether purposely or not, destroyed Shiloh's music career by distancing her from her manager and family. Also, Billy's tales of Onision's manipulation and how
he seems like the kind of guy who would do that.
He required her to sign various unnotarized contracts. Also in the mix was Ayala's encounters with Kai and Onision, including humiliation, isolation, nannying, and so on. Chris Hansen mentioning the possibility of an FBI investigation. And to make things worse for Onision, this never-before-seen 2011 footage of Onision throwing candy corn at a docile Shiloh further provoked fans.
It hurts a lot, actually.
You know this video's never gonna
My jaw's hitting the ground.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
be online, right? No one will ever know how much I abuse you. It's ridiculous that you think you'll be successful. How many times do I have to tell you everything that you want to put online goes through me first?
What the fuck?
Want some candy corn?
Thanks for watching, guys.
Hey, open your mouth. Open your mouth. Open your mouth.
What the fuck?
No, Greg, I don't want any.
Open your mouth.
I don't want any, Greg. Ow! Ow, that one really, really hurt. Greg, I'm wearing
that
shorts.
candy corn hurt. That candy corn really hurt, Greg. Oh, that candy corn was like a razor blade. The candy corn hurt, Greg.
Onision claimed that this footage is simply an unaired skit, but failed to convince furious onlookers, meaning that they harassed Onision in any way they could, while also attempting to hurt him financially. And on November 26, 2019, they were
Why would you even do this? Like,
given the ammunition to do so, when on Twitter, Onision accidentally doxed Billy's phone number while showing texts demonstrating that if Billy was ever pregnant with Onision's child, he would completely support her. And doxing being against Patreon's rules saw Onision's Patreon removed from the site. Onision then uploading a video to Onision Speaks titled,
I remember this.
Wow, where he becomes extremely aggravated on camera and addresses the removal of his Patreon, kicking off two habits. Firstly, his constant removal of the like to dislike ratio and filtering and or disabling comments. With this video netting him well over 1 million views, he started his second habit of constant overly exaggerated freakout videos, providing him millions of views and reinvigorating his dying channel by creating self-deprecating videos he knew those furious at him would watch, which helped promote OnisionFans.com, which was his alternative to Patreon, which like Patreon was also taken down. With Onision trending on YouTube and declining Chris Hansen's interview, Chris Hansen decides to be more active about the situation and along with a camera crew shows up to Onision's house expecting an interview, where then Onision calls the police, providing us with this 911 call.
911, what are you reporting?
I thought it said Mike Horse.
Hi, there's a person who's been stalking me online and they just showed up to my house. What's your address? And they're outside now? Yes, they're knocking on my door. Okay. And do you know if they have any weapons? They have a bunch of camera people, like they're YouTube stalkers. Okay. But no weapons seen? I didn't see any weapons. I just saw like 6 guys in my driveway, and one of them is knocking on my door.
Okay, 1 second here. And the one that's knocking on your door, is he the main one that you said has been stalking you?
Yes, he's a stalker. He's yelling. He's yelling things at me through the door right now.
Okay, and do we know his name at all?
It's Chris Hansen.
Are you able to see what he's wearing or no?
I think he's wearing a black jacket.
Okay.
I have a security camera.
Uh-huh. Can you see what color pants?
He's wearing a black jacket, black pants. His hair is gray. He's still yelling things at me through the door.
Okay, black jacket, black pants. Can you hear what he's yelling?
No.
Okay.
Oh, he's saying, I want your side of the story, Greg. My name's not even Greg.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
What is your last name?
My name is James Jackson.
Okay. Last of Jackson, first of James is what I heard. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's saying, I just want to talk through the door.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any weapons in the home, James?
No, I don't.
Okay. And you said that there's roughly 5 more people there with cameras?
Yes, in the driveway.
Okay. And do you know what he's talking about, like why he was stalking you or anything like that?
Yeah, there's like it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in the driveway.
Okay.
But I have someone that there's an 18, no, I think they're 19, a 19-year-old who I didn't want to hang out with. I didn't want to be around them. They have BPD, and their stuff was, their mental disorder was like really affecting my life in a negative way. And so I said I didn't want them in my life anymore. And they went to this person and said a bunch of mean things about me. And so now this person's trying to like aggressively pursue me in a really hateful way.
Why is he saying all this?
Okay, so you said they're
all right, you have someone at your door. You don't want them there. You called the cops. Like
on YouTube, though. So is it like a show that they do, or?
It's a live stream. Yeah, I've already talked to a lawyer about slander and stuff. This guy's really, really hateful towards me.
Okay.
No, he wasn't. I mean, again, he was just fluffing all this up to make a show out of it. I know that because cha-ching. But stop.
And are you able to see what type of vehicle they arrived in?
No, they parked way down the street, which is really sketchy.
Okay.
So they're standing out next to my SUV right now.
Okay. We're working on getting units out there as quickly as we can. Just go ahead and keep your doors locked. Do you feel comfortable disconnecting the line until we arrive? And then if anything changes, calling us back?
It should be fine. We're just hiding away from the windows.
Okay. If anything changes before we arrive, please call us back, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
The police later called on a separate occasion when Onision's child fell out of his 2-story window and cracked her head open, but has seemingly recovered. Onision later, on grounds of harassment and stalking, takes Chris Hansen and Repsion to court. Repsion for a protective order which Onision almost immediately dismisses. And for Chris Hansen, well, served the wrong Chris Hansen, and had to dismiss that as well.
To the
This guy is ridiculous.
issue, I don't find that there is service on the proper Chris Hansen. And I'm interpreting your statement here that you are asking for dismissal.
I am, Your Honor.
Okay.
But a boon of the situation was the various court photos displaying Onision in peculiar yet a comedic choice of clothing, including a bulletproof vest, sunglasses, and a beanie. These photos were widely distributed, showing to us that what we are left with is a perceived manic manipulator using his craft to further prolong the life of his channel. Though he lost the support of the public, he may still thrive, though that does not discount the various accusations brought against him. To many, Onision is a relic of a bygone age, grasping at anything that will give him relevance, constantly scrubbing the internet and his own history to forcibly change the perception on him.
He was another clickbait king. Like, that's why I always laugh when, I always bring this up about me, review, talk about yourself, USA, but it's true. Like, you could see it right there, even though these are new-ish videos. Whoa, oh my, like, what are you talking about? Like, it's like you had like the Tobuscuses and people like that who they would have like a really clickbaity thumbnail, a title that may have nothing to do with the video, but they knew it would bring people in and they would game the system that way. That is a bygone era. Now YouTube goes by view time, not by just clicks.
But to himself, he's a profiteer, creating several controversies only to claim those videos discussing him and reap their revenue. He proclaims his innocence and honesty, yet strikes down mostly anyone he feels that speaks negative about him, further backed by a long stream of fans turned enemies of Onision. With all this negative attention, he is still losing ground. He cannot continue this facade forever. It may not be today, but one day, Onision will be scrubbed of any relevancy and left to live within his own thoughts with nobody to listen to them. This may very well be.
This is pretty much has already happened at this point. That's from 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much has already happened. You know? So, all right, guys. Oh shit, it's 12:30. I want to kind of get up somewhat early tomorrow and start getting some stuff done here. I got to record the Aya Neo next video tomorrow. So, have a great evening. I'll be back tomorrow with more content, and I'll see you guys very soon.